everybody. Welcome in to Viking Stadium on the campus of Northside High School. This is the week that we have been waiting for all summer long. Summer workouts, summer sessions, summer weightlifting, summer camps, all for this, week one. We welcome all of you into the night television, home of your LCA sports. My name is Pastor Jay. This is Josiah Broussard alongside, and we're going to have the coverage of night football all season long. And we are expecting a great matchup. This is a matchup tonight that we have never seen before, and some are calling this the Battle of the North. Many of you know that Northside is located about 2.4 miles via Google and from campus, and so it's going to be a great matchup, Battle of the North. The 1A defending champions, 2017 champions, Division IV LCA Knights, taking on the 4A Northside High Vikings, and so we're looking for a great matchup. Joe, what do you think about tonight?
It's going to be a good, like you said, looking forward to a great matchup. Northside High is they're in the rebuilding phase, but it's always great, when we can play up. We're playing a 4A school, 1A and 4A. Really shouldn't be that much of a competition, but both teams were able to get this game on the schedule. Northside, like I said, is in a rebuilding phase. The coach, you've talked to him earlier this week, and I don't want to give away too much because we did interview Coach Simmons. They dress out about 60 players, which is a big deal for Northside compared to the previous 4 or 5 years. Northside is really looking up. Things are going on the upswing for Northside High.
Yeah, I got to talk to Coach Simmons earlier this week, and as we were putting some thoughts together for tonight, and so we have some thoughts from Coach Simmons, the head football coach at Northside High School, and we'll roll that now. Enjoy head coach John Simmons, head coach of Northside Vikings.
All right, Night Nation, we are honored to have to our program Coach John Simmons, the head football coach at Northside High School. And, Coach, good to have you on the program.
Great to be here.
Yes, sir. Well, for all of you that may or may not know, Coach Simmons is what we would call a legendary coach in our area and definitely a legendary figure on the campus of Northside High School. Coach Simmons has been part of the coaching staff at Northside. This is going into his 19th year. He is also the wrestling coach. And, Coach, tell me a little bit about the success you've had in wrestling over the last 19 years there at Northside High School.
Well, I've been blessed, man, to have some kids that can come out and give everything to me. And, the past 2004, 2005, we won our first 2 state championships. We were a state runner-up in 2006, and we went back-to-back state champions in 2007 and 2008. And really blessed to have a lot of those kids who didn't know anything about the sport of wrestling, but most of them were football players who just wanted to get that extra workout, and they actually turned into very good wrestlers, and they found out how the sport tied into them hand in hand, so they stuck with it. They got really good. So, hopefully we can get that back real soon.
Man, that's good. That's good to hear. Now, Coach, one of your state championships in 2004, if I'm not mistaken, that may have been the first wrestling title brought to the Acadiana area.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. That was we were actually the first. I tell the kids, because we have a lot of discussions between state championship teams, and they all call me still, from a lot of alumni. They call me, and they always compare. Coach, we were the better team. We were the better team. I always tell them, you're the trendsetters. Mm-hmm. So you're the one. You're number one. You're the only one who started it, and everybody has to follow you. So, but I put up a good argument with those teams. I like to see still competition. So they want to get an old school wrestling match one day. And I said, I don't know. And I think everybody's up in age now. Somebody's going
to get hurt. You better call Acadia and have them on standby. Hey, let's turn our attention now to the football season. We're about 30 minutes away from kickoff on week 1, and I just want to let you know that Lafayette Christian is honored to be here on your campus, and we appreciate the hospitality and appreciate everything that you've done for
us. So let's talk a little bit about Viking football. Coach, I know over the last few years, just looking at the last 4 or 5 years, the record, you hadn't had a whole lot of wins. I did happen to go to the Jamboree this past Friday night, and I saw a lot of things that I was impressed with, some of the things that stood out. Number one, the number of kids that you're dressing out. I saw 60 to 70 kids on the sideline, and I hadn't seen that in a number of years. So I know that must be a good feeling. And then I look down at the roster, and there's about 30 to 40 freshmen. So that's got to make you feel good about the future of the program. Talk a little bit about that.
It's wonderful. And like I said, I'm blessed. I mean, we had an opportunity. Last year we was kind of running gun because I took the job over at the end of June. Didn't really have time to do anything but get a team together and play. Because at the end of June, you're 3 months behind in football already. So this past year, what I said, I would go into the middle schools and especially our feeder school, which is Paul Bro, and make sure these kids get to the school they belong to. Make sure these kids get to Northside, their zone for Northside, and talk to a lot of these guys about just the image of Northside, because a lot of kids go by what is told in the media or the streets or whatever they hear from. It's a lot of hearsay.
Sure.
And just to tell them about the image of Northside, most people thinking, oh, Coach, I heard the school was bad. I heard y'all had a lot of fights. I said, no, son. If the school's bad, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
I wouldn't be here. I've been here for 19 years, and kids are going to be kids. We don't have any problems. We haven't had any major issues at all. And I think those parents wanted to hear that. Part of it is they're entrusted in me to coach their kids, help raise their kids, because that's what we do as coaches. You know, every coach, we have a lot of hats. We're a coach, we're psychiatrists, we're dad,
Yeah.
a brother, you know. So
Doctors.
Yeah, exactly. So we're trying to change the image of these kids. And I'm just blessed to have the opportunity to have these youngins, because when you have 14, 15, 15-year-old kids, and when you see them again by the time they turn 18, you're looking at a young man. So I enjoy raising these young men, man, and showing them the light of where they need to be and where they need to go in life.
That's good, Coach. And that's, we're also oftentimes coaches are judged by their win-losses, but they're not judged by the wins off the field.
Right.
With the impact that they make on the next generation, importing values, importing, character. And so I can appreciate that. Coach, I've known you personally for about 4 or 5 years now.
Yes, sir.
When we would host the Northside Vikings on our campus in the summer workouts and just open up our facilities to you guys, I kind of got to know you, got to talk with you, and
Yes,
been very it's been very pleased to see what you're doing and how you're doing it and how you're going about it. And so, congratulations to you, Coach. And now let's talk a little bit about your quarterback. What's one of the things that stood out to me at the Jamboree the other night is Ja'Cory Charles. He'll be,
yes, sir.
He started towards the end of the year last year, and then looks like he's going to have 100% of the snaps going in this year. Very shifty, very quick. Talk a little bit about his feet and talk about what you expect out of Ja'Cory this year.
Well, as a head coach, he makes me nervous because we don't like to see our quarterbacks run as much. So his feet, wonderful feet. He's a great kid. I mean, he's really, he's one of those kids that if you don't look around, you won't notice him because he doesn't say much. But great kid, man. He could really throw the football. We would like to see him throw the football more instead of running more because, of course, we don't want to see him get hurt. That's what makes me nervous. But he's a gutsy kid. He really doesn't shy away from much. And he's one of those kids, if we ask him to do something, he's going to do it. Senior quarterback, he has great leadership. And like I said, I really think he's a very, very, very solid quarterback. I really think that he's one of those quarterbacks that, he has a good year, he's going to have a chance to play at the next level. And I would really, 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 really enjoy him, seeing him in an extra year. But of course, LHSA rules say we can't have that. So,
right, yeah.
I just wish I had him the whole year last year. And we kind of threw him in a fire last year because when he came here, we had an offense in place. We had to kind of throw him in the offense, and he had to learn some things, and we had to switch it up to cater him.
Sure.
So this year we had a good spring with him. Good off season workout, good summer. 7-on-7 was pretty solid for him. So I'm really excited to see what he's going to bring, to the table this season.
Man, we look forward to watching him perform tonight. That's for sure. Now, one last thing before I let you go. I know I'm going to value your time. Appreciate that once again the time. If you're just tuning in, we're with legendary coach at Northside High, Coach John Simmons, head football coach, head wrestling coach, 4 state championships in wrestling under his belt, and we're honored to have you, Coach. Before I let you go, talk about that huge offense and defensive line. My goodness, I was about 40 rows up at the Cajun Field Friday night, and I'm telling you, they looked like they were 400 pounds. Talk about your offensive line. I know you got a few starters that are returning, and go ahead and talk about that.
Well, I have we call them I call them my fat boys. Since I've been at Northside, I call my offensive line my fat boys. Even some of the kids, they're a couple of kids, 195 pounds. They have a little chest on them. Coach, I'm not fat. Say, hey man, it's just the group. Hey, you gotta fill in with it. These are the fat boys. They have to really, really, really have a great year for us to be successful. A lot of these guys are returning from last year. My 2 tackles are returning. The center's returning. He's actually gained about 25 pounds, which is a plus for us. And if they gel together, I told them they're the nucleus of the team. Nothing else works unless the line works. So I think we're a lot better in recognition on the offensive line. We've gotten a lot stronger. Hopefully, we all stay healthy because some of these guys are going to be playing at the next level also. But they have to come together as a team. And we just had this discussion yesterday after practice. Things don't move until the line moves. That's it. So if they bond together and they play together as they should be, we're going to have a great year. And I'm excited to see them also. And the quarterback's happy because he said he got about 30 pounds extra on the line this year, so that's going to help him out a little bit, But once we bond together, we'll be fine. And I love those guys,
Well,
great kids.
The good thing, just looking at your schedule, you have you're at home the first 3 weeks of the season, so kind of leans to more time and more preparation and more comfortable setting and environment for you to hopefully get a few wins under your belt and get ready for that brutal district play that you're going to have coming in. Coach, man, we just thank you for your time today. We wish you the best. Thank you for being a host on the night football broadcast here Friday night, and we are just minutes away from kickoff. And blessings to you, blessings to the Northside High and on all the Viking team and staff. And we'll talk to you soon, Coach. Have a great day.
Thank you. Same to you. Bless you all too.
At Lafayette Christian Academy, we minister to students' spirit, soul, and body with subjects taught from a Christian perspective. LCA encourages excellence in academic and athletic avenues. Lafayette Christian Academy is accredited and state approved. For more information about enrollment, email info@LafayetteChristianAcademy.com.
All right. Well, we had a great interview with Coach John Simmons, the legendary coach. He was telling me something a little bit after the recording when he brought the first championship in 2004, if I'm not mistaken. It was the first wrestling championship brought to the Acadiana area. He had convinced football players to join in and play wrestling, and he won a championship in 2004 and then went back-to-back in 2005. Had a state runner-up mixed in there and then came back and did back-to-back state championships in wrestling, I want to say in 2008 and 2009. And so he's been here on this campus for 19 years, seen a lot of coaches, seen a lot of players. What's interesting tonight is on the field coaching with Coach Falk. Many of you know Coach Falk was the head football coach at Northside for 3 seasons, just 3 seasons ago. And so he was on the red and black sideline on the far side for a number of years. And a lot of Trev's assistant coaches were former graduates of Northside High School and former assistant coaches at Northside High School. So a lot of memories on the field that were made by a lot of the coaches here. And so it's just a battle of the North. Someone said that, and I couldn't agree anymore. Well, this week, Josiah got to spend some time with Coach Falk on the campus of LCA, and he kind of put his thoughts together on the game and on the season, coming off a championship run. And so we'll go to that clip right now. Coach Broussard interviewing Coach Trev Falk earlier this week.
All right, Knight fans, welcome to our coach's pregame interview. Here with Coach Trev Falk, the reigning, defending Division IV state champions in football. Coach, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
We're in week 1 of the regular season. But before we start talking about this season, I want to just ask you a question about this past summer and the preseason for the football team. How did that go?
Summer went really well. Our guys, our workout attendance was great this summer. We got some good work in terms of 7-on-7 working with some of the other schools in the area. My kids attended quite a few football camps this summer, so our skill development was pretty good, and we were a lot farther ahead of the schedule with so many guys coming back in terms of installation at the beginning of fall camp. So I was really pleased with the work that we got done ahead of time.
Good, Coach. And you mentioned those 7-on-7s. That's, obviously summer conditioning is good for individual, but 7-on-7, does that bring camaraderie amongst the team and the players?
It definitely does. It definitely does. And like I said, we were able to get some good work in. We have some very talented football teams around that Acadiana area. We were able to get some good work in with some of those guys. And on a couple of occasions, we were able to get our linemen some work in as well, working on pass rush and pass protection. So it was a very, very productive summer for us.
Excellent. Now, last week was the Jamboree, and the Knights were victorious. What were some of the good things you saw on film from last week's Jamboree?
There were times offensively they were executed it really well, moved the ball, and were able to execute both running it as well as passing it. 3 out of 4 kickoffs, Kylan placed in the end zone. Still have a lot of work to do overall in some areas defensively. We made some stops. We busted some there defensively as well. Offensively, went through a couple of lulls. So we did some good and still have a long way to go, a lot of work to do in some other areas.
We noticed a newcomer to the football field anyway, Victor Dupree. He is a junior who played basketball for the Knights for the past few years. But last week we got to see his athleticism on the football field, scored 2 touchdowns on offense. He played a little bit of defense, broke up a couple of passes on defense. Can you talk about Victor's emergence on the field and how he went from not even being on the team to now he's a starter?
Yeah, basically we've been trying to get Victor out there for the last couple of years. He talked about coming and playing towards the end of the last football season, and at that time we kind of decided that it would be best to let him get started in basketball and then come out fresh once basketball ended, and he was able to do that. Got to work, had a great summer in the weight room, and just still learning, still kind of feeling his way through it in terms of route running, in terms of coverage and some of those things. I think you saw the natural athleticism that he had last week, and we've been seeing it throughout summer practices and fall camp and everything else. So we're excited about having a guy with his size and his speed and ability on the perimeter for us as both a defensive back as well as a wide receiver.
Definitely. Like you said, you have a lot of weapons, and then now you add another weapon with Victor. So I bet it makes Zach happy as well. And speaking of Zach, he's back from the ACL injury. He looked like he was doing well last week too. Now, what has the team stressed in practice this week after you saw film and since the Jamboree and all that?
Really, the biggest thing for us has been in different phases. So we want to do a better job. Just start off special teams wise. We have to do a better job covering, better job of protecting in terms of the punt team, covering kickoffs, cleaning up some areas on our PAT and field goal protection teams. Offensively, we have to do a better job of taking care of the football and just sustaining drives, being more consistent. It's kind of been bang or bust for us, so to speak, even going back to the fall scrimmage where there are times when we really erupt and then we had lulls and then we kind of erupted again. And it was kind of similar to that in the fall, in the Jamboree on last week. So still a lot of areas to build. The good thing is we have the talent in place. We have some pieces in place, some really good kids in place that have had some success before. So they know what it takes, and they're hungry to continue to grow and get better.
Yes, sir. And tonight, the Knights face Northside High. First time the Knights play Northside in the sport of football at the varsity level. First time we play a 4A team, 4A school in football. What's the scouting report on the Vikings? What do they do well?
A really good opponent for us to start off with. We were fortunate to be able to, trade week one opponents to be able to have Northside this week. A lot shorter trip for us. A lot more talent for those guys as well. And so they have some good size up front, big kids up front on both of the lines. Some of them play both ways for them. The quarterback is a really good athlete back there. We've noticed maybe about 9 or 10 times on the film where he scrambled. And many times there was an unblocked defender coming. He made the first guy miss and was able to pick up some valuable yardage there for him. Really impressed with their tailback on film. Does a good job of hitting the hole and tough runner. Not an overly good big kid, but has some good speed, has some good vision, and runs the ball with authority play after play. So those were some of the guys that really stood out to us on film. Have some pretty good athletes on the perimeter as well. So it'll be a good challenge tonight. And hopefully we do what we need to do to come out victorious.
Definitely. Can you talk a little bit about something that really impressed me, and just the type of person you are? Just you're the type of person that when people hear you talk, you're a man of few words, but when you talk, your words mean a whole lot. And not only do your words mean a whole lot, your actions carry a lot of weight too. Last Friday, you decided that the football team was going to skip film, skip practice, skip conditioning, and they were going to go to Northside High and do some community service over there. What went into that decision?
School board member Dr. Timmy Chasson put out a request on Facebook, and how I got started was one of our coaches, Coach Reggie Williams, reached out to me and asked what I thought about our kids going there. And so we kind of looked at our schedule and figured out the best time for us to go would be to go on that Friday afternoon, which is typically a practice day for us, the day after a game. And so we loaded the vans up. Our kids went, and we painted, and we cleaned up, and just kind of wanted to lend a helping hand there. I'm from that community. I live right around the corner from the school, worked there for 3.5 years, and so built some relationships there with Coach Simmons and some others, and just really have a heart and a passion for them. So anytime that we can go and lend a helping hand to them over there, and really to just about anyone, that's kind of what we try to do here. And it was a great opportunity, really, from another standpoint for us as coaches to go and bond with our players outside of a football setting and go and serve together with them. And not to mention, a number of our football coaches are Northside High alum. They coach with me over there at Northside, so it's a lot of love for Northside here at LCA.
Definitely. And, Coach, I just want to commend you on your leadership of the team and the program. Going into your third season here at LCA, it's not only has the program turned around when it comes to the win-loss column, but also you could see it on campus when you're looking into the way that the young men act on campus and just how they carry themselves and how they respect not only one another, but also others around them. And I want to commend you on that, Coach. Always a pleasure to speak with you. Can't wait to speak with you again next week. And thanks for joining us for our pregame show.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. That's Coach Trev Falk, head coach of the LCA Knights football team. We're just a few minutes from kickoff. Thanks for joining us.
Night football fans, have you heard about the Night Football Club? During the football season, members are invited to attend a weekly luncheon on Thursdays at noon. Membership starts as low as $100. Proceeds from the Night Football Club go towards travel expenses for varsity football road games. For more information, contact David Hogan at 337-692-4645 or online at nightfootballclub.com.
Looking for that one-of-a-kind vehicle? At Don, every vehicle is one of a kind. We take pride in our inventory and spend thousands before it's considered ownership ready. New wheels and tires, lift kits, and more. Buy with confidence knowing every vehicle comes with a 172-point inspection and vehicle history report. Our goal is to meet your needs and surpass your expectations. Don's Automotive Group in Lafayette, Broussard, and Lake Charles, or online at donswholesale.com. You don't want just a truck. You want a Don's truck.
Open enrollment at Lafayette Christian Academy for the 2018-2019 school year starts soon. If you're interested, we invite you to one of our annual open houses. Go to LafayetteChristianAcademy.com for more details.
Judy Services, locally owned and operated. Judy Services offers high-quality plumbing and water treatment equipment throughout Acadiana. For your commercial and residential water and plumbing needs, give them a call at 837-1760. That's 837-1760. Gwynn Construction, specializing in bridge building construction. Contact them at 337-824-0630 or online at bridgedat.com. That's bridgedat.com. Key to the World Travel is your key to a magical vacation. Specializing in Disney vacations, contact agent Josiah Broussard for a free, no-obligation quote. Find him online at josiahtravels.com or search at Josiah Travels on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
All right. Well, we are about 20 minutes away from kickoff here at Viking Stadium. So good to hear from Coach Falk. And as Josiah said earlier, you could see the atmosphere of the campus turned around. The kids are focused. He's teaching them not only to be great football players. Many of you know Coach Falk played at Lafayette High. Then he went on to play at LSU, became an All-American linebacker at LSU under Coach Nick Saban. From there, he was drafted to the Los Angeles Rams at the time and just has a lot of experience on the field as a player and as a man. And now he's helping to deposit those same characteristics, the same virtues into the players at Lafayette Christian Academy. So we're honored to have Trev Falk on our coaching staff, honored to have the assistants and all the other faculty and all the other coaches that make the program work. Now, as Coach Simmons said in his program, they're dressing out close to 70 players. Coach Falk has 68 players on his roster this year, so it's the largest number of players for the Knights in one season. So the locker room, the kids just moved into their new championship locker room, and so what a great year. Well, that we had. Well, we're gonna, for those of you that missed it, we had a little. I'll show you a recap here in just a little bit, and I'm gonna turn it over to Josiah as I get a video ready, and he's gonna talk a little bit about the game and what we can expect and all that. Appreciate you coming in on our new Facebook page. So be sure to hit share, hit some thumbs up. If you can hear everything great, give me some thumbs up, give me some hearts or whatnot so we can keep this on the front of everybody's Facebook page and hit share so other fans can know what's going on and where they can find the game tonight. And so good to have you in. Here's Josiah, and then we'll run a little video recap of the 2017 Division IV state champions.
All right, Knight fans and Viking fans, tonight's game is going to be a good one for both teams. We really and truly believe that. Both teams came across this game, and both teams were supposed to play a team from Baton Rouge. Last year, Northside traveled to Baton Rouge for week one, and a Baton Rouge team came into LCA for week one, and neither team was competitive for the two Lafayette schools. So the Baton Rouge coaches got together, the Lafayette school coaches got together, and they decided, hey, rather than going across the basin, why don't we both stay on our side of the basin and play each other? And that's how this game came about. So that LCA can play Northside. Northside will get a little bit more competition, and LCA will get a little bit more competition. And Coach Simmons is dressing out the most kids he's ever dressed out over the past few years. Coach Falk is dressing out the most kids in LCA history on the gridiron. And so football, especially at the high school level, is a game of numbers. So you definitely want to have as many young men come and to participate in the sport, to help build the program and develop the program. Coach Falk, of course, coming off the championship season last season. Coach Simmons, again, in another rebuilding year. But with 30-something freshmen, they're going to be looking really good in the years to come. And we're expecting a competitive ball game tonight. Northside has a dynamic quarterback. He will probably be playing at the next level in college. He may not be playing quarterback but he's definitely be at least an athlete who will be playing at the next level in college. So both teams have gotten into their end zones. Northside's wrapping up the final warm-up. LCA, the Knights look like they're just about ready to play this ball game and officially kick off the 2018 fall football season. The LCA stands are looking nice. We're pretty much about to fill up the Northside section. We might not have enough room for our fan base. Northside has a few people showing up on their end. And, again, if you couldn't make it out tonight, definitely give us some love, show some love, share this so that your friends and family members can see it. I know we have people who watch our games from around the world, as far as Venezuela and Peru, in the Gulf of Mexico for those who work offshore. So whether you're a Viking fan or a Knights fan, share this and show some love.
All right. Well, Knights are getting ready to take the field here on what turned out to be a beautiful night for high school football.
Definitely. We're going to know when the Knights are ready because you're going to see Martin Lee get that helmet on, number 3, Martin Lee, and he is definitely the vocal piece as far as the players, the vocal leader of the team. And not only does he lead by his words, but he also leads by his actions. Got a chance to speak with Coach Falk earlier this week and talk about how when
Oh, we're back.
No, we're back. So they plugged us back in. So did we lose our signal?
No, we're good.
All right. Like I said, we lost our audio feed, but I don't think we lost the video feed. I was talking to Coach Falk about Martin Lee earlier this week and talked about how Martin has grown so much from being a sophomore, from his sophomore year to now his senior year, and it's really good to see that and how much of the leadership role Martin has taken on. And you're going to see that tonight, especially on the defensive side of the ball. We're about 14 minutes from kickoff.
I'm waiting for him to put the
scoreboard
on, turn the scoreboard on so we can see
the official countdown time.
Well, the Knights and the LCA cheerleaders are getting ready to escort their Knights to the field. And we're trying to get this game going here. Pylons are set. Referees are set. The lights are on. The band just arrived in the south end zone for Northside. The LCA drum line should be pulling up any minute now. And in fact, they're already in place.
Yep, they're in place. I hear them in the bleachers.
We're ready for a scoreboard. According to our watch, we should be about 12 minutes away from kickoff here at Viking Stadium. So good to have everybody watching LCA Night Television. We're going to stream every game all season, including the playoffs. Well, you asked for it. The 2018 season is just moments away as Martin Lee, I'm going to assume, is going to bust through that thing. No, Khalib Watts and Martin Lee lead the Knight fans to the sideline.
Knights are definitely ready. They look fired up. I'm sure Northside's ready. Anticipate a great game tonight.
Beautiful night for football on a Friday night. We did get a little bit of rain earlier, and but that just settled the dust, and we are ready to go. It's the first week. Evidently, they're having some problems with the score clock. Hopefully, they can get that situated before the game time so that the clock can be kept on the scoreboard and not with the referee.
There we go.
Well, we got it. Well, there we go. We are exactly 11 minutes away from kickoff here in Viking Stadium. So Zach Clement will lead the Knights under center at quarterback. Many of you know that Zach Clement, a junior last year, went down in week 8 on the road in district play, playing for the district championship, and on the 7th play of the game on the first offensive series, ran out of bounds, kind of got hit and twisted, and never got back up. We found out on the Monday that he had a torn ACL and MCL, went to Alabama, had that surgery done on the Friday, and what a year it had been for the Knights. Errol Rogers, number 6, he's a junior this year. Errol Rogers went to quarterback, and I don't think anyone gave us a chance.
Definitely not.
Of making it to the Dome, moving a wide receiver under center that late in the game. Well, we lost that game 10-9 on a last-second field goal to the VC Screaming Eagles, and it was the only loss of the season. The Knights finished the season as they went through the playoffs and went to the Dome. Finished the season 13-1, the only loss coming to VC by the score of 10-9. Now in the semifinal game. The stands on our side. I'll try to get you a picture here. I mean, LCA Knight fans travel well. We've packed out our visitor side bleachers. In fact, I saw that they brought out some portable bleachers on the side, on the left and right.
The overflow bleachers are being used at this time.
LCA Knights are already in the overflow bleachers, and I still see a lot of fans walking over from the main gate here to the visitor side. So we're expecting a great crowd. There's going to be a lot of noise, and it's going to just be a whole lot of fun tonight here at Northside High. Now the Knights have the first 2 games on the road. The Knights are, of course, on the road tonight, and then they will be on the road next Friday to take on Louisville. Louisville on the road in Louisville, Louisiana, next Friday night, game set for 7 p.m.
The captains are about to take the field. For the Knights, we have number 2, Caleb Watts, number 12, Montreal Felix, and number 17, Colin Lahe. And on the far side of the field for the Northside High Vikings, it looks like it's going to be number 58, Jaquel Lee, number 14, Ja'Cory Charles, number 1, Keyshawn Zeno, and number 71, Howard Lewis. Captains are at midfield for the coin toss, shaking hands and exchanging pleasantries. These teams really love each other off the field. Referee giving instructions to the captains, telling that both sets of captains that LCA is going to call heads or tails. We're going to see who wins it. Here we go.
Well, we just pray that all athletes, student athletes that are participating tonight will be safe from any injury and that they will be protected tonight on the sideline, on the field. And we pray for good success for both teams the rest of the way.
Here we go. The Knights have won the coin toss, and they elect to receive. So the Knights will have the ball first to start this contest, to start the 2018 football season. We'll get to see Zach Clement back at quarterback to start this game off.
All right. Well, they got the clock set to 12 minutes here in the first quarter. The stands are jam-packed on the Knights sideline, and there's a good buzz and excitement. And this is going to be a whole lot of fun tonight here. Almost feels like a home game in the sense that you didn't have to travel. In fact, some traveled less to get here than they would have if they would have went to Knight Field.
That's right. I did. I live not far from here. I live not far from Coach Falk. So
we're expecting a great game tonight. It'll be Sage Ryan, the sophomore,
number 15,
and number 6,
Errol Rogers
Errol
Jr.
Rogers back deep to receive for the Knights. Referees are getting in place. And we are about to get this game underway.
That's right. There are still fans coming in, and they're coming around the track to the LCA side. I just don't know where they're going to sit at this point. The overflow bleachers are almost full. There's a couple of onesie and twosie spots here in the main bleachers.
It's going to be standing room only for the Knight Nation tonight. What a beautiful night. The lights are on. The ball is set. We are waiting on the whistle any second now, and the 2018 football season is upon us. We do not have a Northside roster. Well, a little bit of a roster, I should say. But back deep to receive for the Knights, Sage Ryan and Errol Rogers. It's looked like it's going to be Errol Rogers taking it from the 10-yard line. Errol Rogers returns the ball all the way down to the 39-yard line.
Drake Woodson's down for the Knights. Drake Woodson's on the ground, grabbing his wrist. I don't know, it may be a shoulder that's hurting. The way he's, because he's.
I think it was his wrist. It kind of looked like his wrist.
He's holding his wrist. It's either his wrist or his shoulder by the way he's holding it.
Well, the Knights will have it first and 10 at their own 39-yard line. 11 minutes and 54 seconds in the first quarter, just moments away. Here's Zach. Zach in the pocket looking. He takes a hit, but he finds a wide receiver, Victor Dupuy, and he drops the ball.
Victor was open. Victor had to wait on the ball. Victor had to come back to get the ball wide open. And I think Victor was so excited that he was so wide open coming back for the ball. He was trying to turn before he caught it to score a touchdown.
And if he would have made that catch, he was going to the end zone.
Definitely. Got to catch it first.
Second down and 10 for the Knights. Here's a counter draw. Gives it to big Logan Gabriel. He barrels his way down to the 43-yard line. We'll give him a gain of 5. It brings up 3rd and 5 for the Knights.
A little misdirection from the Knights offense. Something's going on with the chains over there. I'm not sure. The guy's moving the chains to the wrong spot. Here we go. Yes, 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5. Zach in the shotgun. Here's a quick pass, and it's in and out of the hands of Sage Ryan. That stops the clock with 11 minutes and 15 seconds, and it looks like the punt team is onto the field. So the Knights really 2 receivers wide open, just 2 drops.
Yeah.
And Colin LaHaye, the senior, the MVP of the state championship night, with a field goal. Game-winning field goal is set to punt for the Knights, but we have a timeout on the field. It's going to be timeout Vikings. I believe the Vikings had too many men on the field, so instead of taking a penalty, giving the Knights what would possibly be a first down, they went ahead and burned a timeout. We'll take a timeout here. Thanks for watching Night Television, Night Football. The 2018 season is underway. Timeout here in the booth.
Night football fans, have you heard about the Night Football Club? During the football season, members are invited to attend a weekly luncheon on Thursdays at noon. Membership starts as low as $100. Proceeds from the Night Football Club go towards travel expenses for varsity football road games. For more information, contact David Hogan at 337-692-4645 or online at nightfootballclub.com.
Well, it's 4th down for the Knights, and Colin LaHaye is back to punt. He's the punt. It's a high punt, and it's going to go bouncing out of bounds at about the 33-yard line for the Vikings. Not a very good punt at all for Colin LaHaye, but he flips the field just a little bit, and the Vikings will take over on offense for the first time tonight.
Colin looking for a running into the kicker penalty. The referee waved it off. Colin was trying to sell it, didn't quite get it, but he tried his best. Here we go.
Vikings 1st and 10. Charles, the quarterback, number 14, in the shotgun. And it's a handoff on the left side, kind of met at the line. We'll give the credit to number 4, it's Princeton Malbrew. And
TK Isidore is the running back, number 27 for the Vikings. TK Isidore.
And Luke Robinson in on the tackle for the Knights. 2nd down and a loss of 1 on the play, so it'll be 2nd and 11 for the Vikings.
Isidore in the backfield again for the Vikings.
Quarterback back to pass. He looks and he has a receiver, but it's in and out of his hands, incomplete. Khalib Watts there defensively for the Knights, and had he made that catch, he may have been out of bounds. It was real close. Nonetheless, it brings up 3rd and long for the Vikings, 3rd and 11.
Was that ball tipped at the line? It didn't come out of his hand looking good. Couldn't tell.
Couldn't tell if it was tipped. I know it tipped out of the hand of the receiver. 3rd and 11. Wideouts, 2 to the far side, 2 to the near side. And we're set. Here's the quarterback. He's in trouble. He's going to try to move with his feet, and he is going to be taken down in the backfield. And that's going to be number 25, Trent Hippolyte, in the backfield for the Knights. And that brings up 4th and about 16, and I'm assuming that punt team is coming on the field.
Quarterback Charles attempted to roll out to his right. Didn't have anything there. The pressure pushed him upfield. He tried to come back left, and Trent did a great job of keeping contained and making sure the quarterback didn't get outside of him and was able to get that sack.
Punter is set. And we have Sage Ryan and Errol Rogers back deep to receive for the Knights.
Looks like number 5, Derek Williams,
Put a little
is the
pressure,
punter.
And the punt gets off. It's high. It's going to take an LCA bounce, and it's going to actually be probably a 15-yard punt.
Yep.
And so the Knights take over in great field position on their second possession with 9 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
Knights are on the Viking 42-yard line. So receivers, let's see if the receivers can hold on to the pass, the ball.
Different formation, Zach Clement and Sage Ryan. He's caught in the backfield trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage, and he'll be about a yard shy of that, so it'll bring up 2nd and 11 for the Knights. Now that offensive line and defensive line for Northside have a lot of experience. They got a lot of minutes. They're in that 3-3 set, and that offensive line of the Knights is going to have to be productive tonight if we're going to have a ground game for Big Logan Gabriel. There's Zach, finds Errol Rogers on the far side, and Errol Rogers is taking it down the sideline. And there's no flags, and that's a touchdown, Knights. Errol Rogers will give him credit for 43-yard touchdown pass from Zach Clement, and the Knights are on the board first here early in the first quarter. 8 minutes and 36 seconds. Colin LaHaye coming on to put the exclamation point on the 6. Ethan Lang holding for the Knights. And there's the kick. It's up, and the kick is good.
Plenty of leg on that kick. On that touchdown reception, Errol made one man miss, had blocking downfield by his teammates and receivers, made one man miss, and was off to the races. No one was going to catch Errol after that.
Well, with 8 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in the first quarter, your Knights take an early 7-0 lead. And on a 43-yard catch and run from Zach Clement to Errol Rogers. And the Knights are on the board. Drumline and cheerleaders are fired up now. Wonderful crowd, and I'm telling you, the LCA Knight Nation,
they're still coming in.
They're still coming in from the far side.
They might as well just stay and stay around the fence because there's nowhere else for them to go. They're not sitting.
Yeah, I don't know where they're going to find a place, but they'll find a place. When you're winning, you don't mind standing up and weathering the elements. Here we go. Colin LaHaye, ball placed at the 40-yard line. I tell you, in the Jamboree last week and the scrimmage against St. Martinville 2 weeks ago, every one of his kicks were in the end zone for touchbacks, and I expect that to happen again tonight. Well, we'll find out. There's Colin. There's the kick, and that is going to go into the end zone, and that's a touchback, and there will be no return there. So the Vikings will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Now, for those of you that don't know high school rules, as soon as that ball crosses the goal line, it's automatically blown dead. No chance of a return, which is really huge in high school football to have that offense start 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. So the Vikings have it 1st and 10. Here's Charles in the shotgun. First and 10 Vikings, 8:36 remaining in the first quarter. One man in motion, gets set, trips to the far side.
That was the right guard jump. The right guard, number 72 for the Vikings. He jumped early. That's Angelo Boudreau.
Well, the Vikings penalized 5 yards, and they have negative yards on 2 possessions.
Ooh.
And it'll be 1st and 15 now from the 15-yard line. And it looks like the Knights are in man-to-man. They must be bringing the heat.
Yep, cover
Every
0.
receiver covered up. And here comes the snap.
Here comes the
No,
blitz.
they kind of fall off of it. Got him in the backfield, and the quarterback goes down.
Number 74.
Big number 74, Timothy Cotton, in on the tackle for the Knights and gets Charles in the backfield, and that's another loss of 4 yards. So now it brings up 2nd and 20 for the Vikings.
The Knights' defense was really a strong part of the team last year, especially after Zach went down. In many occasions, the Knights' defense last year scored more points than the opposing team.
I know the score on your screen says 6. We'll get that fixed in a little bit. It's 7-0, 7:51 remaining in the first quarter. Vikings have it 2nd and 20. There's the handoff. Finds a little crease. He better get caught. And Khalib Watts, if he doesn't make that tackle, I'm not sure if that little running back doesn't squirt out of there for a Viking first down. So big play by senior Khalib Watts, number 2.
That was TK Isidore for the Vikings, number 27, with an 8-yard gain on that carry.
3rd and 11 for the Vikings here in the first quarter. Quarterback waiting for the ball. Here it comes. Blitz is picked up, and he's he gets out of it. And he can't outrun Khalib Watts. Khalib Watts in on the tackle for the Knights, 2 in a row, and that brings up, we'll give it 4th and 8 for the Vikings. The punt team comes onto the field, and they'll give it back to the potent offense of Lafayette Christian Academy under the direction of Zach Clement.
Now, in the pregame show, Coach Simmons mentioned that he doesn't like the quarterback to run too much, but on that 4th and 11, that was definitely a called quarterback draw.
There's the punt.
Line drive.
And Sage Ryan is going to take it at his 40-yard line. And he's going to go to the outside, and they may not catch him. He breaks one tackle, and they run him out of bounds.
It's going to get called back. They're going to call that penalty on number 5, Nicholas Picard, for a block in the back, which that's a tough call to make as the official because Nicholas's hands were up. I was watching the whole time. I didn't think the referee was going to throw it because Nicholas wasn't pushing the guy with his hands. He just kind of got in his way like you would in basketball to throw a pick. But the official threw it right at Nicholas's feet, even though contact wasn't made with the hands.
Well, they may be calling a hydration timeout, and it looks like that is exactly what they're doing. So we have timeout on the field. 6 minutes, let's make that exact. 5 minutes and 57 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Knights will have it 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line.
All right.
And we have a hydration timeout on the field.
All right, I got a correction on that. It wasn't a flag. It was the beanbag. Now, normally the beanbag is white. That beanbag was orange. The official, they throw the beanbag right around where the punt was caught. So you know where the change of possession took place, and you can chart and stat where the punt was possessed by the receiving team. So that was not a flag, and I didn't think it should have been. It was a beanbag.
Well, there you see the Night Nation has taken over, and I'm telling you that fans are still piling in on the right side. I'm glad that the athletic director had the wherewithal to bring in the overflow bleachers, because we have packed it out here at Viking Stadium. We're going to go back to live action, and we checking out the crowd and missed the play, but here we go.
Logan Gabriel gets a big gain, about a 9-yard gain, just on the left side of the offensive line. Logan Gabriel and Montrell Felix both in the backfield.
There's the give to Logan Gabriel. He stiff arms his way down the left side, banging towards the end zone, and boy, it's going to be close.
Looks like he's down on the 3-yard line.
Logan Gabriel bangs his way down to the 3-yard line. That sets up a 1st and goal for the Knights at the Viking 3-yard line with 5 minutes and 30 seconds in the first quarter. Knights looking to get on the scoreboard. Here's it, handoff to Big Logan, and he barrels his way,
touchdown.
And that's a touchdown. Logan Gabriel, touchdown Knights.
Logan Gabriel, another touchdown.
Well, we got a whistle. Let's see what's going on. Is there an injured man?
Looks like it's, no, I can't tell who it is.
It's a big lineman that's down, looks like.
By the process of elimination.
Something with the 5, we can't see.
It may be
75.
It is Nicholas Onselet.
Nick Onselet. Face down on the turf. Trainers are going out to check on him.
He's a senior. Players on both sidelines take a knee.
One of our junior offensive tackle, Noah Bello, who was a starter as a sophomore, he went down to an injury during spring camp or fall camp, and he had ACL surgery, and he's had surgery on his ACL. It has been repaired, and he's out of surgery, and I believe this week was his first week back at school, missed the first week. And so, Noah, we love you, buddy, praying for you, and hope you get back on that field and have a great senior season for sure. Nick Onselet is being helped off the field. I can't really tell what the injury may be. It may be his back. He's kind of leaning forward. Well, Colin LaHaye is set to kick the extra point for the Knights. And there's the hold, there's the snap, and there's the kick, and it is good. So with 5 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in the first quarter, your Knights lead 14-0. We'll take a timeout here in the booth. And thanks for watching Night Television. We'll be right back.
Looking for that one-of-a-kind vehicle? At Don's, every vehicle is one of a kind. We take pride in our inventory and spend thousands before it's considered ownership ready. New wheels and tires, lift kits, and more. Buy with confidence knowing every vehicle comes with a 172-point inspection and vehicle history report. Our goal is to meet your needs and surpass your expectations. Don's Automotive Group in Lafayette, Broussard, and Lake Charles, or online at donswholesale.com. You don't want just a truck, you want a Don's truck.
All right, we're back live, 5:27, and the Knights have an early 14-0 lead over the Northside Vikings. Logan Gabriel barreled his way in for the second score from 3 yards out, and Errol Rogers took it in one possession ago from 43 yards on a connection from Zach Clement to Errol Rogers. And here's Colin LaHaye. There's the kick, and that's going to be into the end zone for another touchback for Colin LaHaye. The Vikings will have it, 1st and goal from the 20-yard line.
Coach Falk talked about it this week, how much he appreciates just having that, that faithful, consistent place kicking where he knows for the most part that he can just about count on Colin getting that ball in the end zone. So, football fans, tell us who you're supporting right now. If you're an LCA Knights fan, give us some thumbs up. Northside High fans, give us some hearts.
1st and 10, Vikings from their own 20-yard line. Here's Charles in the backfield for the Vikings. Lone running back, one man in motion. He stops, gets set in the slot, and it's the handoff on the right side, and that's going to be met at the line. That's going to be Princeton Malbrew, and I couldn't see who the other defender was. I'm going to give credit to Martin Lee from up here in the booth. So Martin Lee, number 3, and Malbrew, number 4, team up to bring that running back down, and we'll give him a 1-yard loss on the play.
You almost can't go wrong giving Martin Lee some type of credit because he has a nose and a knack to get to that ball. He and Drake Woodson, good to see Drake Woodson back out on the field at that other inside linebacker position.
2nd and 11 for the Vikings. Charles back to pass, and he looking to run, and he is going to be run out of bounds by Martin Lee and number 9, Jordan Hall. And that'll be right at the line of scrimmage. We'll keep it at 3rd and 11. Well, maybe a loss of 1 yard. They're moving it back 1 yard, so it'll be 3rd and 12 for the Vikings. The Vikings have unofficially about -8 yards of offense. You throw in that penalty, and they may be at -15 yards of total offense here in the first quarter.
Right. Like I said, Martin Lee getting to the ball.
14-0 early here at Viking Stadium. LCA on defense. Charles back to pass. There's a rush. And that ball is going to go sailing out of bounds. Jordan Hall on the defense for the Knights. And that brings up 4th down for the Vikings. The Vikings are not running any time. They have no first downs on the night. The Knights have scored so quickly. This game could get ugly in a hurry if the Vikings aren't careful.
That's right. Coach Falk says he knows his team can score on big plays, but he said he really would like to see us, control the clock and put together a drive that just consistently controls the clock and drive the ball down the field a little bit at a time every now and then.
Not sure if he's going to see that tonight. Back deep to receive is Errol Rogers. He's going to take it at the 50-yard line. He breaks it down the right sideline, and he is run out of bounds by big number 58, whoever he is. And so the Knights will be set up.
It's like on the...
Can't really tell. Looks like on the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 Knights at the 30-yard line.
I don't know if there was a mix-up on the signal or the call, but it looked like the punt return team had a left return, but Errol went to the right. The referee's about to blow the whistle, ready for play. Montrell Felix and Logan Gabriel both in the backfield with Zach Clement.
4 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Here's Zach Clement looking to throw. He has a wide open receiver.
Touchdown.
And that's touchdown. Is that a late hit?
That is a late hit by number 18 and number 2 for the Vikings. Number 2, Kisdariel Bro, and number 18, Brian Winters.
And that's Victor Dupuy, the LCA basketball star who came to the grass and turf this year, and he is making a name for himself here. And he gets on the board with his first official touchdown of his football career. Congratulations to Victor Dupuy.
That was a roughing the passer, so that penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. So you could pretty much guarantee Collins going to boot this in the back of the end zone unless Coach Falk calls for something funny.
There's the kick. It's up, and the indication is it is good. And so with 4 minutes and 8 seconds on the clock in the first quarter, your score, your LCA Knights 21 and your Vikings 0. We'll take a quick timeout, and we'll be back here in a minute. Welcome in to night football. I'm glad you're watching with us tonight.
Gwynn Construction, specializing in bridge building construction. Contact them at 337-824-0630 or online at bridgedat.com. That's bridgedat.com.
Open enrollment at Lafayette Christian Academy for the 2018-2019 school year starts soon. If you're interested, we invite you to one of our annual open houses. Go to LafayetteChristianAcademy.com for more details.
Well, Colin LaHaye normally kicks from his 40, but he will kick now from the Viking 45-yard line. So if he was getting it in the end zone earlier, 15 yards closer, I can imagine this is going to go all the way to the bus.
Now check out this scoring drive. One play, 6 seconds, touchdown.
Well, the Knights have scored, basically ran about 7 plays on offense and have 3 touchdowns. There's LaHaye. There's the kick, and he's
onside kick, and the Knights gonna.
Oh my goodness! The Knights had the onside kick, but Brylan Green, in on special teams, the freshman, the ball bounced over his head and goes out of bounds. So the Vikings will get it, really at the 35-yard line.
Yes. So it's no different as if Colin would have kicked it
in the
50 yards deep and out of bounds. You know. So it would have been on the 35, so.
And the Knights could have easily had that onside kick. Nonetheless, the Vikings will have it. 1st and 10
on the 40.
At the 40.
They're doing the 40 now.
All right, I guess they go to the 40. So the Vikings have it 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Knights up 21-0, 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Knight Nation has showed up in force. Here's a Khalid Watts in on the tackle. And they're going to call a face mask, I believe, kind of late coming in.
It was Dennis Harris, the running back, number 7 for the Vikings.
Probably be a little 5-yarder, I hope. He didn't turn his neck.
Yes, definitely a 5-yarder. I didn't see the personal foul indication. 5 yards from the end of the run.
So it'll be a gain of 5. So bring up, I guess, 1st and 5, or is it?
It'll be first from the end of the run. He looks like he gained 2 or 3 yards.
Okay.
So looks like so he gained 2 yards. So 1st and 3.
1st and 3 for the Vikings on a 5-yard face mask penalty. And the whistle on the field.
False start.
False start. They must have too many men on the field. Yep, I see one guy running off. So they had 12 men on the field. So they lose the 5 yards they gain from the face mask.
1st and 8. No harm, no foul for the Knights.
1st and 8. Here's Charles. He's in trouble, and that's Malbrew in the backfield along with number 8, Dylan Burrell. And that brings up 2nd down for the Vikings.
Now the Vikings started with TK Isidore at running back, and Isidore's checking back in the game for Harris.
Malbrew, a junior, first year here at Lafayette Christian Academy. His brother, Chazier Malbrew, is a senior for the Raging Cajuns. graduate of Westminster Christian Academy. He plays for the Cajuns, and his brother playing for the Knights. 2nd and 9. Here's Charles. He's looking for a receiver, and it is in and out of the hands.
Number 5, Derek Williams III, coverage by number 11 for the Knights, Victor Dupree. Victor playing a little bit of offense and defense. Definitely a nice-sized cornerback, tall cornerback, has lots of range, fast, obviously, as you saw at wide receiver. So the Knights playing a lot of man-to-man in the secondary.
3rd down and 9 for the Vikings on their own 41-yard line. 2:49 remaining in the first. Knights up 21-0.
Vikings look like they're having a little trouble lining up properly.
Here's Charles, and he's going to run. Well, he's going to set the throw, and it is intercepted.
That's Malbrew.
No, it's not, is it?
Yes, it's Malbrew.
Malbrew intercepts it. That is a pick 6. We just talked about Princeton Malbrew, and Malbrew gets the interception, pick 6. And I'm telling you,
we are still in the first quarter.
We're in the first quarter, and the Knights take a 27, soon to be 28-0 lead over the Northside Vikings.
You know, I said it earlier, the Knights scored on defense. They scored last year in a 3-game span more points than any other team that they played for 3 games in a row. The defense scored. And that extra point is good.
Extra point is good, and with 2:37 remaining in the first quarter, your Knights take an early 28-0 lead on a quick score, pick 6 by Princeton Malbrew. And there's some excitement at Viking Field on the Knights sideline tonight. Colin LaHaye back to kick off for the Knights. The ball is placed at the 40. There's the kick. It is high. Now this one may be returned. He takes it at the 1-yard line. And he is met hard at the 20-yard line. And I don't know who makes that. I think that's number 30, Khalib Aguilar.
That was number 8. Was that little
Burrell?
Dylan Burrell, number 8?
I couldn't tell if it was.
Yeah, that was Dylan Burrell, number 8. The little man with a big hit.
He stopped that return in a hurry. Vikings have it 1st and 10 at their 20-yard line. The Vikings have not crossed the 40-yard line tonight. 2 minutes and 32 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Yeah, the drum line of LCA is at it. A lot of excitement tonight, and we got a penalty. I think there was 12 men on the field again.
That's the 3rd time that happened tonight. The penalty was called twice. The first time it happened, Northside called the timeout before the penalty could be called, before the referees noticed it. It happened during the substitution when Northside was on Northside's first punt attempt. Here we go, 1st and 15.
1st and 15 for the Vikings. Here's Charles in the back. Ready for that. Here's the handoff, and Malbrew makes the first hit, and he's helped out by a host of Knights. Number 68, big number Fitzgerald West. He's actually a freshman. He started last year for the Knights as an 8th grader.
That's right. Not too many 8th graders started last year in the state championship game, but Big Fitz did.
Not too many 8th graders are 341 pounds either.
6'2", 340, that's right. Big boy. Big boy with a big heart. Got to go on a mission trip this summer with Fitzgerald in Mexico.
Great kid. Enjoy spending some time with him and getting to know his mom. And great kid. Here we have it, 2nd and 12 for the Vikings. Here's Charles back to pass, looking for a receiver, and it is in and out of his hands.
It's in and out of the hands again of Derek Williams III.
And I'm telling you, if he makes that catch, that is a Viking first down, no doubt. And the biggest play of the night for the Vikings.
Caleb Watts on the coverage. The referee letting them play a little bit, letting them be a little physical, which is good to see.
3rd and 12 for the Vikings. Well, I'll change the score. It's 28-0 with 1:44 remaining in the first quarter. We're still in the first quarter. Here's Charles back to pass. He's under pressure, eludes pressure, looks for a receiver, overthrows him. Sage Ryan back defensively for the Knights, and that brings up 4th down. But do we have a flag?
No flag. There's no flag on the field, but that's a very dangerous throw by a high school quarterback. If Nicholas Picard was a little bit closer, he would have picked it off and probably would have gained a lot on the interception return. Nicholas Picard had an interception in the state championship game, nearly returned for a touchdown. He got tackled on the 3-yard line.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and call it now. If Errol Rogers or Sage Ryan can catch this ball in stride, they're going to take it to the house. Timeout on the field. It's going to be a timeout by the Northside Vikings. We'll take a timeout here in the booth. 1:36 remaining in the first quarter. Your score, LCA Knights 28 and your Vikings 0.
Night football fans, have you heard about the Night Football Club? During the football season, members are invited to attend a weekly luncheon on Thursdays at noon. Membership starts as low as $100. Proceeds from the Night Football Club go towards travel expenses for varsity football road games. For more information, contact David Hogan at 337-692-4645 or online at nightfootballclub.com.
Looking for that one-of-a-kind vehicle? At Don, every vehicle is one of a kind. We take pride in our inventory and spend thousands before it's considered ownership ready. New wheels and tires, lift kits, and more.
All right, we are back here at Viking Field, 4th and 12 for the Vikings. They're in the punt formation. Sage Ryan and Errol Rogers back deep. Bad snap, but he gets it off. And that's going to be taken by Sage Ryan, who muffs the ball, gains possession, and falls on the 50-yard line. So the Knights will take over 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line with 1:28 here remaining in the first quarter.
Looks like they gave Sage the forward progress, so official actually spotted it on Northside 48, so we got 2 extra yards, but it's, like you said, 1:28 in the first quarter, so the Knights could probably score 2 or 3 more times before this quarter's over.
I tell you what, they score in 3 plays. We'll see what happens. Here's Zach Clement. And he's back to pass. He's got some pressure. He takes a hit. What a catch by Sage Ryan.
Phenomenal catch by Sage Ryan. Practically double covered. He had sandwich covered, but the sophomore jumps up and grabs the ball at its highest point, comes down with it, and still gets a couple of yards after the catch. Great job by Sage Ryan.
What a catch, and Zach Clement took a shot as that ball was released. Took it up high, so it's no big deal. Here's Zach. He finds Dylan
Montrell Felix,
the senior. And they're
touchdown. They say it's a touchdown. It took a while to signal it.
Well, he dropped the ball. He fumbled the ball, but he was already past the goal line. So we'll give a touchdown to number 12, senior Montrell Felix. from 17 yards out. And Zach Clement will get the touchdown added to his
passing total
as well.
So 2 plays, 48 yards, and 26 seconds.
Here's the kick. It's up. It's going to be good. So with 1 minute and 2 seconds remaining in the first quarter, your score, LCA 35 and your Vikings 0.
All right, I tell you, Montreal Felix, he's another little man with a big heart. The kid has great hands, phenomenal feet. Montreal, I got to play with his dad when we were in high school together, Emil. And when Montreal caught that ball so close to the goal line, I knew without a doubt that he was going to score on that play.
Well, Colin LaHaye is getting ready to kick off for the Knights. This time he's going to kick from the 40-yard line. And there's a light breeze, and that breeze is not in favor of that returner because the breeze is at his back, and Colin LaHaye probably would be considered. In fact, he was the All-Acadiana preseason All-State kicker. And so we're looking forward for a great year. There's the kick, and that is in the end zone. That's going to be the third touchback of the night.
That's somebody's going to get.
Yeah, that's going to be on Northside. Somebody took number 22.
Number 52.
Yeah, number 22 for the Knights, and I think that's Gondrin. Was it 52?
52. Seth Henry got
decleated, and I think it was so far away from the ball. It's going to be a personal foul on the Vikings, and that's the last thing they need is to be backed up 15 more yards.
Did the referee?
Yeah, they're going to call it 15 yards from there. My calculations would be 1st and 10 from about the 10-yard line, 15-yard line.
It was a touchback, so it should be in the favor of the Knights, so it should be
Half
1st and 10 from the 10. Unless it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 1st and 10 from the 10.
Yeah, it was a touchback, so it was a dead ball foul, so it'll be half the distance of the goal from the 20, and it puts the Vikings 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line. The Vikings are going in the opposite direction all night long. We are still in the first quarter, and it is 35-0 Knights all over the Vikings. Charles in the backfield, hands it off.
Isidore makes a man miss.
Isidore. Ooh, that's going to be a face mask.
And the 15-yard variety, unfortunately.
Yeah, great run by that running back, squirting his way left and right. And then Jordan Hall grabs that face mask, turns that neck. That's going to be a 15-yard. Yep, personal foul. And that's going to be first down for the Vikings. That's their first down of the night. So they'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line.
And that's the deepest the Vikings have been. Closest they've been to midfield.
First and 10 Vikings. Here's Charles back to pass. Malbrew on the chase. Gets to the outside, throws. And that is batted away right at the last minute by Khalid Watts. Khalid Watts right at the last second gets his paw up and bats that ball down.
Khalid, he definitely does not lack confidence. And once you get him going in coverage, his confidence gets boosted. He feels like he can guard anyone in the state.
Second down and 10 for the Vikings. Charles set 5 yards behind the line. Here's the snap. He's under pressure. He's going to be sacked.
Nicholas Picard.
Big Nicholas Picard, number 5, in the backfield for the Knights. And the junior gets his first sack of the night.
Coming from the safety position.
And that's going to be a loss of about 15 yards. And what looked like was a good drive going for the Vikings on a great run of about 20 yards, followed up by a 15-yard penalty. Now it comes up and they're third, and we're going to say 3rd and 20, and that's the end of the first quarter. At the end of the first quarter, your LCA Knights 35 and your Vikings 0. Timeout on the field, timeout in the booth. We'll be right back here in 1 minute.
Looking for that one-of-a-kind vehicle? At Don's, every vehicle is one of a kind. We take pride in our inventory and spend thousands before it's considered ownership ready. New wheels and tires, lift kits, and more. Buy with confidence knowing every vehicle comes with a 172-point inspection and vehicle history report. Our goal is to meet your needs and surpass your expectations. Don's Automotive Group in Lafayette, Broussard, and Lake Charles, or online at donswholesale.com. You don't want just a truck. You want a Don's truck.
At Lafayette Christian Academy, we minister to students' spirit, soul, and body with subjects taught from a Christian perspective. LCA encourages excellence in academic and athletic avenues. Lafayette Christian Academy is accredited and state approved. For more information about enrollment, email info@LafayetteChristianAcademy.com.
Well, we're back here at Viking Stadium. It's going to bring up 3rd and long for the Vikings. Waiting for them to put 12 minutes on the clock so we can get this second quarter underway.
Just got a message from Montreal Felix's dad, Emil. Emil said LCA is like the Golden State Warriors. Any night, anybody can go off. Here we go.
3rd and 20 for the Vikings. Here's Charles in the backfield, one man in motion, and that's going to be a false start. I believe that left tackle jumped a bit. And if anything could go wrong for the Vikings tonight, it has. The Knights have made a couple of penalties and had a couple of drop balls. But it's 3rd down and forever for the Vikings. Trips to the near side. Here's Charles back to pass. He's under pressure. Screen pass, and that's batted down. Looks like big number 74 may have got his paw on it. That's Timothy Cotton. And he's a junior. And that brings up 4th down. And we are just seconds into the second quarter. Knights up big, 35-0.
Northside trying to get a screen going. Jordan Hall went down during that play. It looks like he's cramping. And he hobbled all the way back to the sideline. And looks like number 10 for the Knights went in for Jordan Hall. Anthony Richard. Anthony, I believe, is a sophomore.
So it's 4th down. And I guess they're in the punt formation. I can't really tell. Oh my goodness. They're in trouble. And the Knights are going to take over at about the 20-yard line. And I don't know what happened there, but I noticed that that punter was not directly behind the center. He was deep, but he was at an angle. That's why I didn't know if he was trying to pull a stunt or not, or a fake punt or what. Nonetheless, the Knights take over 1st and 10. And they're going to have a short field. It looks like the ball is going to be placed at the 20-yard line.
That was Drake Woodson, Colin's brother. Drake number 24, Colin number 17. Drake credited with that tackle.
And here's Zach Clement back to pass. Has some time, has a receiver, and it's knocked out of bounds. Intended for Errol Rogers. And the Northside defender, number 4, back there makes a great
play on the ball. Brandon Isaac, number 4 for the Vikings. Errol did a great job of making sure that Isaac didn't come down with the ball in bounds. Errol had to turn into defensive back on that play. Zach slightly overthrowing the ball.
2nd and 10. Here's Zach with the pitch to big Logan Gabriel. He's going down the left side, and he's going to barrel his way down to about the 8 or 9 yard line. And that should be 1st and goal for the Knights. And it will be 1st and goal Knights.
Ball looks like it's going to be spotted on the 8-yard line. The Knights with the quick up-tempo.
Zach Clement keeps it, hits Sage Ryan, and he's going to go on virtually untouched. And that's
Another
a touchdown for the Knights. Touchdown, Sage Ryan.
You can see the Coach Falk, that rhythm of the Knights offense back in tune with Zach behind center. The Knights snap the ball with 21 seconds left on the play clock.
And with 11 minutes remaining in the second quarter, Knights now hold a 41-0 lead with the point after attempt coming up for number 17, Colin LaHaye. There's the snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it's good. And just like that, it is 42-0 in favor of the Knights, and here comes the Night Fight song. Yeah, here comes the drum line. Every time the Knights are on defense, you're going to hear from that drum line. Shout out to our cheerleaders tonight. And Colin LaHaye will be set to kick off for the Knights.
Colin gonna have a little wind in his face, so we'll see what he does.
Yeah, if he can put one in the goal line here, there's no doubt that he's got a leg. Colin LaHaye from the 40-yard line. And there it is, and that's the deepest one yet of the night in the wind. Colin LaHaye puts his 7th kick in the back of the end zone for a touchback, and the Vikings will take over at their 20-yard line. And I'm hoping we can go to a running clock. Nick Onsolette, looks like it's an ankle injury. Hopefully it's not much, and we don't want to see any more injuries or anything else. There's Nick, got a little ice on that ankle, as you can see, and we wish Nick the best. Big senior, big Nick. 1st and 10 for the Vikings at their own 20-yard line. Double receivers to the near side. There's a quick handoff to number 21, and he's not going anywhere. He's met by a few Knights at the line.
Nicholas Picard.
Princeton
Malbrew.
And Princeton Malbrew.
Hit number 27, that's Isidore again. TK Isidore met in the backfield, or he gets they give him a 1-yard gain on that.
And Malbrew, a junior, playing in his first official game as a Knight in a Knight uniform, is making a name for himself here early. A lot of tackles, a pick 6.
Looks like we have Nicholas at outside linebacker.
And we're set. 2nd down and 9 for the Vikings. Here comes a little rush, and he is not going to go anywhere. He's going down. That's number 74. That looks like it's going to be Timothy Cotton. He's going to get credit for the sack on Charles.
That's right. Timothy Cotton just goes through the line virtually untouched and gets about a 5-yard, 6-yard loss on that play, with that sack.
brings up 3rd and 15 for the Vikings.
The Knights get a fresh lineman in for Fitzgerald West.
I mean, 9 minutes remaining in the second quarter, and the Knights have scored just about every time. Here's Charles on the run. He breaks to the outside, and he's going to get run out of bounds. And that's going to be good enough for a Viking first down.
The Knights did a great job of creating pressure, but did not do a great job of keeping contained on the quarterback. With a shifty quarterback, you definitely have to keep contained. Gave him some pressure, but he was able to get outside and gain enough for a first down for the Vikings. The biggest gain of the game for the Vikings from scrimmage, if you don't include the 15-yard personal foul face mask.
1st and 10 from the Vikings at their own 31-yard line. See if they can get something positive here. Not tonight on that play.
Nicholas Picard again.
Nicholas Picard in the backfield and drags him down.
Nicholas Picard coming from that right outside linebacker position.
And that's going to be a loss of 2, and it's 2nd and 12 for the Vikings.
The Knights with that 3-4 defense. And basically playing what looks like to be cover 0. Yep, definitely playing.
Well, I see number 16 in the backfield there, Peyton John East, a freshman, or rather a sophomore. getting a little playing time. Looks like Coach Falk and his defensive coordinator are getting some young bodies out there on that field and getting a few reps under their belt.
That's right.
3rd down for the Vikings, 3rd and 12 from their 32-yard line.
Haven't seen Jordan Hall back in the game since he left the field earlier.
Luke Robinson, a sophomore defensive lineman, he checks in for the Knights. Martin Lee, Drake Woodson at linebacker. 3rd and 12 for the Vikings. Here's Charles looking for a receiver, flushed out by Luke Robinson, and he founds
Khalib Watts.
And that is broken up.
Broken up by the Viking receiver.
Yeah, y'all didn't see it. I forgot to turn the camera.
Khalib Watts had a better shot of catching that ball. If Khalib gets his hands above his head, he might come down with it, but the receiver had to strip the ball from Khalib's hands before he could gain control of it and get possession of it. Khalib almost with another interception for the Knights.
With this punt going with the win, we might get a return from either Sage Ryan or Errol Rogers. Both Sage Ryan and Errol Rogers were both selected on the All-Acadiana team as specialists for their return, and we are running the clock because that was an incomplete pass, but the referee said, let's run it. And I like that idea. And let's see if we're going to have a return. Sage Ryan, and he pitches it back to Errol Rogers, and Errol Rogers goes down the left side, and that's going to come back.
It looks like Drake Woodson got called for a block in the back on Harris, number 7. Number 24, Drake Woodson, called for a block in the back on number 7, Harris. And the block was so far away from the play, it was unnecessary.
Yeah, totally unnecessary because that flag came in about 20 yards from where the ball was, and Errol Rogers not going to be happy watching that on film, and Drake Woodson's going to have to sit next to him while he watches it.
The thing about Drake is coming to the sideline and he's telling Coach Falk, that's me, Coach. That's my bad. That's my fault. I messed it up. And Coach Falk just telling him, shake it off. You learn from your mistake.
Well, illegal block in the back is called on the Knights, so they'll have it 1st and 10 from the Viking 40-yard line.
See some fresh bodies in there at the wide receiver position. Ethan Lang Looks like number 18.
That's Wallace, Dane Wallace. There's the pitch to Logan Gabriel, and he's going to be ridden down to about the 42-yard line, gain of about 3. We'll make it 4, brings up second down for the Knights.
Well, they backed it up a little bit. The Knights run the speed option to the wide side of the field right there, and Logan just wasn't able to get around the corner. Northside calls their third and final timeout of the half. Didn't like something on defense.
Well, timeout on the field with 6 minutes and 47 seconds remaining until half. Knights up big tonight, 42-0. And it is the second quarter. We'll get that correction on your screen here. We are in the second quarter, and the Knights are up big over the Vikings. Timeout here in the booth, timeout on the field. We'll be right back.
Key to the World Travel is your key to a magical vacation. Specializing in Disney vacations, contact agent Josiah Broussard for a free, no-obligation quote. Find him online at josiahtravels.com or search at Josiah Travels on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
All right, we're back at Viking Field. Zach Clement in the backfield. There's big Logan Gabriel. He barrels his way.
Oh, my goodness.
Still on his feet, and he's going to barrel his way down to the 21-yard line.
Logan Gabriel goes through the line on a misdirection play. Untouched initially. Then he bowls over one Viking defender and then breaks 3 more tackles before being taken down at the Viking 21-yard line. There's a Viking down on the play. There's 2 Vikings down on the play. Looks like number 4, Brandon Isaac, and I can't see the other young man. Something with an 8 or a 6, I believe. I just can't see who it is at this time. We hope that they are okay. They're both holding their heads.
Now that was not the original hit that Logan put on the first tackler.
Isaac's up, number 4, Brandon Isaac's up. No, that's further down the field.
Right. Well, coming up at halftime, which seems like it's an eternity away, 6 minutes and 32 seconds, we have a senior spotlight. This week, Josiah was able to interview senior kicker Colin LaHaye. So we'll bring you the senior spotlight at halftime here in just a little bit.
That was number 18, Brian Winters for the Vikings. Good to see that he's walking off the field on his own. Number 4 was able to walk off the field on his own as well. We'll get back to action in just a few seconds.
Well, it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Knights from their 21-yard line. 6 minutes and 32 seconds remaining in the second quarter, and the Knights are up big, 42-0, and they're looking to add on to that number. There's a pass out to Dane Wallace. He takes it on the right side. One man to beat. Can he get there? Waiting for the indication, and it is touchdown Knights. Touchdown Dane Wallace on a connection from Zach Clement from 21 yards out, and the lead is extended for the Knights.
Dane Wallace, another LCA Knight who has a brother who plays for the UL Raging Cajuns. His brother Deuce on the Raging Cajuns football team.
Now what's interesting about Deuce and also the Malbrew kid, bad snap, and it's picked up, and number 14, Ethan Lang goes down, and so the extra point is no good. So with 6 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the half, your Knights lead 48-0. We'll be right back here on Night Television in just a moment.
At Lafayette Christian Academy, we minister to students' spirit, soul, and body with subjects taught from a Christian perspective. LCA encourages excellence in academic and athletic avenues. Lafayette Christian Academy is accredited and state approved. For more information about enrollment, email info@LafayetteChristianAcademy.com. Gwynn Construction, specializing in bridge building construction. Contact them at 337-824-0630 or online at bridgedat.com. That's bridgedat.com.
Open enrollment at Lafayette Christian Academy for the 2018-2019 school year starts soon. If you're interested, we invite you to one of our annual open houses. Go to LafayetteChristianAcademy.com for more details.
And we are back here at Viking Stadium. Colin LaHaye set to kick off for the Knights after a Dane Wallace touchdown pass. And there's a whistle on the field. I'm not sure.
The Vikings didn't line up on the 50 like they're supposed to.
All right, got to have five men on the 50.
That's right.
And so we're set. Here's Colin LaHaye, and he is going to put one deep. There will be no return on that kick.
Oh, my goodness. It was in the back of the end zone.
In the back of the end zone. I thought it was going to be through the uprights.
He kicked it in the back of the end zone. Now, I saw a little lightning in the distance. I don't know how far out it is. I know the officials have a lightning meter, so hopefully it's far out.
Lightning's been striking since the first kickoff. It's 48-0 in favor of the Knights. Well, 1st and 10 Vikings at their 20-yard line after a Colin LaHaye touchback. His first and 10. Here's Charles. Drops back to pass under pressure. Luke Robinson under pressure. And there's going to be a batted ball down by Sage Ryan, who gets his hand on it right as the receiver put his hands up to receive the ball. And great defensive effort by Sage Ryan brings up 2nd and 10 for the Knights.
The Knights with phenomenal athletes on both sides of the ball. Coach Falk talked about how, how great it is to have guys who are willing to work and learn and then play, and then on top of that to have that athleticism that they have. And Sage is showing just a little bit of it right there on that last play. Here we go, 2nd and 10 for the Vikings.
2nd and 10, Charles in the backfield. He hands it off to his running back, Isidore, and he is met by a host of Knights, and that's going to be a penalty, more than likely going to be face mask, and that is definitely the indication. And that's going to be a 15-yard penalty, looks like. Or was it a 5-yarder?
The referee did it so fast, it looks like the 15-yarder.
That's what I thought. He was telling the chains to get ready to move. 15-yard personal foul, face mask called against the Knights, and that'll give the Vikings a first down. They'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Notre Dame.
Here we go, first down.
1st and 10, Vikings. Charles has a little crease, and he's holding on. Holding on is going to be Martin Lee, who brings him down, and that's going to be good enough. No, just short, or is he giving it a first down?
It should be a first down. He got just to the first down marker.
All right, it'll be 1st and 10 Vikings from their own 45-yard line. 4 minutes and 27 seconds and counting here in the second quarter. Knights up big, 48-0.
Dylan Burrell had a chance to make a tackle on that play, and at the very last second he got blocked and wasn't able to make the tackle on the quarterback in the backfield.
1st and 10 Vikings getting a little drive going. There's a pass downfield looking for a receiver.
Khalib Watts didn't come down with it.
Khalib Watts and Victor Dupuy defensively back for the Knights. Both of them kind of get their hands wrapped around the ball, and neither one can come up with the play. Can't see the down marker, but I believe it should be third down for the Vikings.
Third and 10, maybe?
Yeah, third and 10. Third and 10 for the Vikings. 3:42 remaining, and they are running the clock, and we're grateful for it.
Nice showing blitz, and they bringing the heat.
Here comes Malbrew, flushes him up, looking for a crease, finds one.
Nicholas Picard again.
Gain of about 6 yards for the Vikings, and it brings up third.
This is third, okay.
Third down and 4 for the Vikings. Now the Vikings are at home the first 3 weeks. The Knights are on the road again next Friday night. They will take on Loreauville High in Loreauville. Kickoff set for 7 p.m. Pre-game show set for 6:15 here on night television. Third and 4 for the Vikings. Here's Charles, gives it to his running back, and he is going to be brought down by 2 or 3. Looks like big number 74 catches him by the foot. Timothy Cotton.
1 yard loss.
Loss of 1 brings up 4th and 5. And if I was Coach Simmons, you have nothing to lose. I'd just go ahead and go for it right here. If you pick up the first, well, I was thinking it was 4th and 1. Nonetheless, looks like he's going for it anyway. 4th and 5. The Vikings pulled off 3 wins in a row at the beginning of last year and then lost 7 in a row. And they better turn some things around. Bad snap. And that's going to go down, and big loss on the play for the Vikings. So the Knights take over at the Viking 35-37 yard line, it looks like. And that was
just an ill-timed.
Maybe get that on third down and then punt it or something. But, boy, to get that on fourth down.
Yeah,
and
just bad timing of that bad
You
snap.
literally flipped the field in the wrong way. You could have had the Knights down at about the 25-30 of their own. Now they're at the 35-37, let's say, of the Vikings. First and 10 Knights. Zach Clement, is he in? Is that Errol?
That's Errol at quarterback.
Errol Rogers at quarterback. Zach may be done for the night. And they give it to big Logan Gabriel. And Logan Gabriel barrels his way down for about 3 yards, brings up 2nd and 7 for the Knights.
Coach Falk with a lot of young ones on the field and at the skill position, with the exception of Montrell Felix in the slot position and Logan Gabriel at the running back position.
Zach Clement may be done for the night. Here's Errol Rogers. He hands it off to Logan Gabriel, and he is still on his feet. Is he? Man, he took 2 big hits and just stayed up and moved forward for about 2 yards.
Logan shrugged, 2 hits off. That second hit was a big one because he was being held by the ankle by the first hit, and then he got out of the first 2 and then took about 3 more Vikings to take him down.
Third down and 5 for the Knights. Here's Errol. He looks like he's going to pass.
Is wide open.
And he throws it, and it is in and out of the hands of Montrell Felix.
Slightly underthrown.
Slightly underthrown, but I believe it still hit him in the chest, and he can't make the play. So it's going to be 4th down, and he may kick a field goal. Try to get Colin LaHaye.
The win will be in Colin's face, and it's a decent win right now.
Well, 4th and 5. Collins, see him on the sideline kind of kicking around, but it looks like he's going to keep his offensive unit on the field.
It'd be about a 42-yard field goal, which Collins made that in the semifinal game.
Actually, that'd be about a 50-yarder when you add 17 to the spot of the ball.
Let me see. Oh, yeah, 52-yarder, excuse me.
Yeah. Timeout. Knights took a timeout, and they may give Colin LaHaye a chance for a 50-yarder. Looks like Trev is calling for him. And looks like Colin LaHaye is going to get his chance to kick what would be his longest field goal in his high school career.
Let's see where it's going to be spotted.
The ball is placed on the 34-yard line. So it would be a 50-yard field goal, maybe a 51-yarder.
Let's see. Looks like Collins putting the block.
Where's he putting the block?
On the 40-yard line. So that's
it is a 50-yard field goal try into the wind for Colin LaHaye.
Knights field goal unit have to cover this. The Vikings don't have anybody back.
And let's see what happens here. There's the snap. There's the hole. There's the kick. And it's kind of tipped at the line. And it's going to go short, no good. So the Vikings hold and take over on downs on what was a 50-yard field goal attempt by Colin LaHaye. Timeout on the field. And it'll be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
At the 20-yard line, high school rules, just like a touchback.
Judy Services offers high-quality plumbing and water treatment equipment throughout Acadiana. For your commercial and residential water and plumbing needs, give them a call at 837-1760. That's 837-1760.
We're back.
1st and 10 Vikings at their own 20-yard line. 50 seconds remaining in the first half. Knights up big, 48-0.
Martin Lee shows blitz, backs off. Oh, he goes. Like I was saying earlier, it's not like college and professional where the ball is in college. The non-kicking team, the defense would get the ball from the spot, the line of scrimmage. In the NFL, the kicking team gets the ball from the spot of the kick. But in high school, if the ball goes in the end zone, it's just like a touchback on the field goal attempt.
2nd and 10 for the Vikings at their own 20-yard line. Vikings have not crossed the 50-yard line tonight. Here's Charles. He's under pressure. He scamps around. He's looking for a receiver. He finds nobody.
He throws it away.
Yeah.
Oh, and it looks like the Knights are going to get called for a late hit.
Was it a late hit or intentional grounding?
Charles is – it shouldn't be unless the ball didn't get past the line of scrimmage.
Well, Charles is getting up. Looks like maybe a little cramp or something. Well, he motioned. No, it wasn't a late hit.
No, it was an intentional grounding. I guess the ball didn't get to the line of scrimmage.
It's an intentional grounding.
A loss of down.
A loss of down and a penalty, and so it'll be 3rd down and long.
At the spot of the intention of the throw. So that ball is going to be inside the 5-yard line, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, you heard the saying, if it could go wrong, it did or it will. That is the theme song of the Northside Vikings tonight. Now, granted, the Knights have put some
or what the call was going to be, the flag. Charles left the field with what appears to be a cramp. And that's halftime. Again, we have a running clock.
All right. Fantastic. Well, at the half, your Knights up big, 48-0 over the Northside Vikings. And we'll take a timeout in the booth, and we'll come back with our senior spotlight. Colin LaHaye interviewed this week on the campus of Lafayette Christian, and we'll be back for the second half.
Key to the World Travel is your key to a magical vacation. Specializing in Disney vacations, contact agent Josiah Broussard for a free, no-obligation quote. Find him online at josiahtravels.com or search at Josiah Travels on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
All right.
And we're back here at Viking Stadium. The Knights hold a 48-0 lead. And shout out to the Knight Nation who has come out in force tonight. And they have packed out the visiting side. They have packed out the overflow bleachers, and it's standing room only. Coming to watch Zach Clement back for the first game as a senior. Went down last year with that season-ending injury. I see his daddy right there, Guy Clement. I'm sure he's proud to see the comeback that his son has made and the progress and the strength. That's Guy down there, and shout out to the Clement family for the success of Zach here as senior night. Well, this week, Josiah got to interview a senior, Colin LaHaye. Colin LaHaye was the MVP of the Division IV state championship game against Ascension Catholic. Colin LaHaye kicked a 43-yard field goal in the third quarter, giving the Knights a 3-0 lead. Now the Knights ended up 10-0 was the final score on a Khalib Watts pick six later on in the fourth to seal the deal. But Colin LaHaye was voted as the MVP of Division IV, and he had what we know as the winning field goal for the Knights. So this week, Josiah had a chance to sit him down and ask him a few questions of last year and then going into this year. We'll take a timeout here in the booth, and you can hear the interview with Josiah Broussard.
All right, we're at halftime of our LCA Knights football game this evening. And tonight, senior spotlight is Mr. Colin LaHaye. Colin LaHaye, number 17, LCA place kicker and punter. This year he's focusing strictly on special teams. Last year he played defense and special teams. Colin also happens to be the MVP of the state championship game from last season. Welcome to tonight's senior spotlight, Colin.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Doing good. Colin, let's rewind to last year a little bit. Last year was a up and down year for the Knights as far as special teams is concerned. And sometimes some people may even say even for you, maybe it's could be because you had double or triple duty with punts, kicks, as well as playing defense. What was it like last year to have all of those responsibilities?
I mean, it wasn't a whole lot, I guess. I mean, I had a lot of jobs to do or whatever, but really, it was really fun. But I'm glad last year I got to play defense and the past few years because I got to help my team and see what it's like. But now this year, I'm just focusing on special teams and not really playing defense. We have a few guys that came in and, they're doing their job. So they don't really need me, I guess, but just playing it safe and just playing special teams this year.
All right. We're going to talk a little bit about, you said playing it safe and just playing special teams. We'll talk a little bit about the reason why you decided to do that. But before we go there, staying back into last year just for a little bit and talk about the last two games of the season. You probably played this over and over in your head. You probably answered questions about this before, but some of our listeners and viewers probably didn't get a chance to hear your side of it, your take of it. But semifinal game, we're at Vermilion Catholic on the road in the semifinal playoff game. We have the Knights score a touchdown. They're down by one, and you're lining up for the extra point. Can you go through what's happening, what takes place in your mind after you take the kick?
Yeah, so we score a touchdown, and I go on to make the PAT. And if I make the PAT, we tie the game. I think it would be like 28-28, fourth quarter, like 2 minutes left. So I made the mistake of looking at the score and putting that in my head, like, man, if I miss this field goal, this could be it. So, I had that in my head thinking, don't miss. I ended up missing wide right over the upright. And I was just devastated. That was like the worst feeling ever. And I get to the sideline and Coach Sheriff just grabs me, holds me real tight, says it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. You're going to get another opportunity. I was like, all right. I tried to believe him, but in the back of my mind, I was like, man, I just missed it. I just blew the game. But We kick the ball off. They get the ball. BC gets the ball, and our defense gets a 3 and out, and they punt the ball to us. Offense drives down the field, and they set me up for I think it's a 36-yard field goal with like 12 seconds on the clock, and we make the field goal. That's the game winner right there. We still had like 2 seconds left, so we had to kick the ball off, and that was the game. So I went from missing the PAT that could have tied the game up to coming back and my team giving me another opportunity to put us up on the board, and we did. So it's kind of wild, going way down and going way up to making a game winner. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, I heard you say before, like, you felt so low that you thought that you would have to change schools.
Yeah. In the back of my head, I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm switching schools because ain't no way they're going to let me live that one down. There's no way.
And you definitely came out on top, like Coach Falk said. How does it feel to play for a coach who truly believes in you?
Man, it's something special because, like, Coach had no doubt in his mind that he was going to send me back on the field to kick the game-winning field goal after I just missed the PAT because he's watched me kick all throughout practice. So he really believed in – he doesn't just believe in me, but he believes in all the team. He has a lot of faith in us, and I'm thankful that Coach believed in me to do that and set me up to redeem myself.
A week later, when it was actually a couple of weeks later, when state championship game, and it's nothing for the longest time, or maybe for the first 3.5 quarters or something like that. Tie ball game. Neither offense could get points on the board. The Knights scored a touchdown, but it was called back. And then you get called out again to kick a field goal, and describe that.
Yeah, so it's like the end of the third quarter is 0-0. Both offenses going back and forth. Couldn't really get anything going. So Coach decides it's 4th down, so he sends me on to kick I think it's a 43-yard field goal. I'm really confident. I'm like, all right, we got this. I do this every day in practice, even kick further ones or whatever. So I'm running on the field, get set up, kick the ball. I look at the ball. It was the worst kick I've kicked in my life. Straight knuckleball, and it went like right above the crossbar, but it went in. 3 points is 3 points, so.
That's right.
Probably had everybody holding their breath as the ball traveled through, but it went in.
Yes. Like you said, 3 points is 3 points. And the Knights go on to win that game by the score of 10-0. And then something that some people don't realize, I think a lot of people, thought that you won the state MVP because of the game-winning field goal, which had a lot to do with it. But something else that took place in the game were the punts that you did.
Yes, sir.
You had a few punts where, it looked like they could have been blocked. If the guy didn't cut his fingernails, he probably would have blocked a couple of those punts.
Yeah.
What was going through your mind when you were getting those punts off? There was two in particular. It was like I was on the sideline and I was thinking it's going to get blocked. And one of them you took a big step to the right before you actually made contact with the ball.
Yes, sir.
What's going through your mind while that's happening?
Well, I'm just thinking I got to catch the ball and just get it off because by that point they're right next to me, and if I get this kick block, it's like all on me. I can't have that, and they're set up in a good field position to take the ball and go maybe 20 yards and score a touchdown. So I'm just thinking, Herb, and just kick it. So that's what I did. I think it was like the last punt that happened. They had like 3 guys around me. I just grabbed it and just kicked it, and we got it downfield. The very first punt, they snapped the ball, I catch it, and then right as I kick the ball, a dude hit me in the hip. I have a picture of that too. So he's hit me in the hip while the ball is on my foot, and I just kicked it. And it was actually a good punt. It was like 55 yards, I think.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was going to mention. Not only did you didn't just kick it, you boomed it.
Yeah, it went pretty
far. They go pretty far whenever you make contact with the ball. Let's talk a little bit about that as well. Let's talk about your kicking style, and not only your kicking style, but something unique about your kicking and your kicking practices, especially last year, and now it's developed into something more this year. But a lot of people might not realize, but your mom is actually your kicking coach.
Yes, sir. That's true.
What's that relationship like?
Yeah, well, she's my mom, and then she's my coach at the same time. So, on the weekends when I go to practice, she comes and she studies. Like she looks at a bunch of videos and she learned a lot, and she's been able to help me throughout last year and this upcoming year for my senior season. And this year she's actually basically our special teams coach. She's coaching me every practice, and she's coaching the snappers and holders and stuff, making them stay after practice, getting extra work while we can. And yeah, she's helping me a lot. I'm really thankful for that.
Very unique to have a mom on the sideline as part of a football coaching staff. A lot of uniqueness when it comes to you and your family. Your brother is on the team as well.
Yes, sir.
Your mom has probably the coolest name in all of football. Spring Woodson. You don't hear that name too much, but a pretty cool family dynamic here on the Knights football team. So this year, as I mentioned earlier, and you alluded to earlier, you're focusing on special teams. Why is that?
Well, just that's what I'm going to be going to college for, is to be kicking or punting. So I don't need to go on defense and risk messing up my knee or just any little injury, because it's very easy to hurt yourself on the field. You don't even have to be playing and you can get injured. So it's best to stay out of there. And we also have a bunch of guys who can go and play defense.
Yeah, you mentioned that earlier, a bunch of guys playing defense. You have any offers to play at the next level?
Yes, sir.
And so that's why
scholarships.
2 scholarship offers to play at play in college, and so you're going to focus on the reason why you got those offers. And not only that, it helps the team out because, like you said, the team has talent in those defensive areas. So it's not like you're hurting the team by only focusing on special teams. And because you're focusing on your kicking game, it probably helps the team a little bit more.
Yeah, because I'm getting a lot better.
A lot more range, I would presume, as well. Accuracy as well. Colin, anything you'd like to share with our audience tonight? All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is Colin Lahe. He is, before I let you go, let's pronounce this last name correctly.
Colin Lahe.
Colin Lahe. Okay, so we've had it. We got it right. Colin Lahe, our state championship game MVP, the MVP in special teams for Class 1A. Another side note about that state MVP game, the state championship game MVP award. Everybody's on the field. I think you get ragged for this a lot, and I'm probably one of the ones who rag you too, because everybody's on the field and they announce the winner of the state MVP of the game, the MVP for the game, and you're looking around, and I just so happen to be standing next to you, and I remember grabbing you by the shoulder pad, saying, "Hey man, that's you. Get out there."
Yes, sir.
And so you get out there, you get the award, and I remember you getting interviewed by the TV
yes, sir.
Crew, and you missed out on the team picture at the end of the game.
I'm not even in the team picture with the trophy. They got that picture all over the weight room and everything. I'm not even in it. I'm like, yeah, I'm not in there. I'm getting interviewed right now.
Yeah, right behind the team, right behind the picture. So, but you got the ring on your finger for the team championship, most outstanding player for the game. Colin, you're doing such a great job on the field, and like we talked to Coach Falk in the pregame show, an outstanding job showing sportsmanship, going out to Northside and coming in and helping clean up the field and paint on campus. How does that feel to have a coach like that?
Yeah, we have an amazing coaching staff, not just Trev, but all our other coaches. And Coach, he's like, football is a big thing for him, but really making us and growing us into being good Christian men, that's really his main focus. So football is a way for him to connect with us and really just mentor us and help us grow in our faith with the Lord.
Well, folks, again, like I said earlier, this is Colin Lahe, senior, number 17 on the program. Come out and join the Knights. Give Colin some heart, some love. Colin is a fine young man, and he'll love to hear you in the stands yelling, "Scooby!"
Yes, sir. That's my nickname.
Have a good one, Colin. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir.
Night football fans, have you heard about the Night Football Club? During the football season, members are invited to attend a weekly luncheon on Thursdays at noon. Membership starts as low as $100. Proceeds from the Night Football Club go towards travel expenses for varsity football road games. For more information, contact David Hogan at 337-692-4645 or online at knightfootballclub.com.
Looking for that one-of-a-kind vehicle? At Don's, every vehicle is one of a kind. We take pride in our inventory and spend thousands before it's considered ownership ready. New wheels and tires, lift kits, and more. Buy with confidence knowing every vehicle comes with a 172-point inspection and vehicle history report. Our goal is to meet your needs and surpass your expectations. Don's Automotive Group. In Lafayette, Broussard, and Lake Charles, or online at donswholesale.com. You don't want just a truck. You want a Don's truck.
At Lafayette Christian Academy, we minister to students' spirit, soul, and body with subjects taught from a Christian perspective. LCA encourages excellence in academic and athletic avenues. Lafayette Christian Academy is accredited and state approved. For more information about enrollment, email info@LafayetteChristianAcademy.com. Gwynn Construction, specializing in bridge building construction. Contact them at 337-824-0630 or online at bridgedat.com. That's bridgedat.com.
Open enrollment at Lafayette Christian Academy for the 2018-2019 school year starts soon. If you're interested, we invite you to one of our annual open houses. Go to LafayetteChristianAcademy.com for more details.
All right, we are back live at Viking Stadium here on the campus of Northside High School, and we are getting set for the second half. Knights will kick off to begin the third quarter, and the Knights are up big over the Vikings by a score of 48-0.
That's right. Knights up 48-0. So I just saw Zach Clement. Looks like he's about to trade in his helmet for a headset. He just put his helmet down on the side.
Zach may be done for the night.
I believe that is correct. I don't think too many people were expecting this to happen tonight. Expecting a better contest as far as the scoreboard goes, for sure.
Well, Colin LaHaye is set to kick off, waiting on the whistle. There's the whistle, and there's the kick, and that's going to be another deep one, but that may have a return.
Oh, my goodness.
It takes a bounce and just kind of stays on the 3-yard line, and it's going to be brought down at about the 5-yard line. My goodness.
That was Logan. No, that wasn't Logan. That was Logan Gabriel on the tackle. The ball is on the, looks like they spotted him at the 8-yard line. Logan Gabriel, starting running back, showing some.
Unofficially, Logan has 73 yards on 9 carries and 1 or 2 touchdowns. 2 for sure, I believe. 1 for sure, maybe 2. It's 9 carries, 73 yards. Zach Clement has about 3 or 4 touchdowns in the air for the Knights. 1st and 10 for the Vikings, and runner has nowhere to go. And waiting for, that's big 54 sophomore Luke Robinson in on the stop, makes the initial hit for the Knights, brings up 2nd down.
The Knights have a lot of fresh bodies in on the defensive side of the ball. Pretty much Luke is in the starting rotation. He doesn't start necessarily, but he gets in the rotation. But everyone on the field is a non-starter.
I gave credit to Luke Robinson, but that was actually Hayden Gwynn, number 54. He's in there getting some reps.
Okay, so yeah.
And
so the Knights have the JV team out on the field right now.
Number 22, Dalen Gondron, from the safety position, came up and finished off that runner. And so now It'll bring up 3rd down and 4 for the Vikings. Prince Malbrew, that was a 43 interception return. Pick 6 in the first quarter. There's a fumble, and the Knights saying they recover.
And they do.
And the Knights recover on about the 15-yard line. And good, the clock is running. We're not stopping the clock. Let's get on out of here. And the JV football team is out on the field. Errol Rogers at center. It looks like
quarterback.
A correction at quarterback. Number 14, Ethan Lang, is out there. Number 16, Peyton Johnnies, a sophomore, out as a wideout. And there's Errol Rogers picking up the ball, running down the left side, and he's going to run out of bounds at about the 9-yard line, and it brings up 2nd down. We gave him a gain of 4, 2nd and 6 for the Knights.
Errol, the only starter on the field, but he's starting at his non-starting position at his backup quarterback.
2nd and 4 for the Knights at the 10-yard line. There's Errol, hands it off to Dalen Gondren. He powers his way down to the 5. And Dalen Gondren, a sophomore running back for the Knights, gets his first carry on the night and picks up positive yards. And they're going to give him a 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal Knights from about the 4-yard line.
Very good to see Dalen on the field. He's a sophomore, but he missed all of last season.
See if we can't get him in the end zone. There's Dalen, and he's pounding his way, waiting for the official recording, and it's, God, so close.
Oh, my goodness.
Come on, give it to him.
They're marking him down. He's marking him. The 4 officials marking him down.
Marking him down at the half-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal. Fumble, let's see. On the exchange. I'm not sure if Dalen was able to get it back or not. And
Northside has it.
Northside has it.
As I was saying earlier, Dalen's seeing some action for the first time since last year. He got hurt early in the JV Jamboree last year. And so seeing some time in a varsity game tonight, but Errol and Jalen probably don't get a whole lot of time to work on that stuff together in practice. Errol being a starting wide receiver and not a quarterback.
Zach is 6 for 9, 151 yards with 5 touchdowns. Unofficially, that is. One of the statisticians just sent me that here in the booth.
And that's pretty much in 1 quarter.
Well, looks like the runner was down at the line of scrimmage looking for a number. Looks like that's going to be number 30.
Quarter and a half.
Caleb Aguilar in on the tackle for the Knights. And it's 2nd down and 10. Seven minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Knights up 48-0. 2nd and 10 rather for the Vikings. Charles in the back, looking to pass, looking for his intended receiver.
That looks like number.
And Anthony Richard was back for the Knights on defense. Couldn't tell the number
for the Vikings. I still can't tell the number. Number 1 was the intended target. Number 1 is
Who? Really?
Keyshawn Zeno.
Like, they need to give her some little pom-poms and put her down there.
3rd and 10 for Charles. He's in the backfield. Gets out of the end zone, and he's going to scamper, and he's going to be close to a Viking 1st down.
4th and short. The official on the near sideline is saying it's 4th and 1.
4th and 1 for the Vikings. Running clock in the second half, and that's good to see for both teams. Don't want to get anybody banged up any more than they need to be. A lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomore on the field for the Knights.
The Vikings are going to call a timeout. There's some confusion. Looks like they want to punt, and they can't get the subs in time. So they take a timeout with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Well, timeout on the field. We'll take a quick timeout up here in the booth. 6 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Knights up big, 48-0.
Locally owned and operated, Judy Services offers high-quality plumbing and water treatment equipment throughout Acadiana. For your commercial and residential water and plumbing needs, give them a call at 837-1760. That's 837-1760. Night football fans, have you heard about the Night Football Club? During the football season, members are invited to attend a weekly luncheon on Thursdays at noon. Membership starts as low as $100. Proceeds from the Night Football Club go towards travel expenses for varsity football road games. For more information, contact David Hogan at 337-692-4645 or online at nightfootballclub.com.
4th down for the Vikings. And we're waiting to see if they're going for it or they're punting. It looks, I don't know. Could be the punter, could be the quarterback. Got some wide outs.
Number 5 was punting earlier.
Well, let's see what happens.
Another line drive punt.
Line drive punt. Errol Rogers goes down all the way to about the 22-yard line. And the Knights will take over. 1st and 10 from there.
Right, and the young ones are back onto the field on offense.
Yeah, got a lot of babies. At center, number 73.
Big Ben.
Big Ben Bijou. Getting some playing time, sophomore. And what happened there? Is that a bad snap?
No, we.
I looked at.
I'm looking at these kids. We're getting bombarded by kids right here. I got Lil Trev Falk behind me.
Shaking the camera. 2nd down for the Knights, 2nd and 11. Here's Errol Rogers. He's in the shotgun. Dalen Gondron in the backfield. There's the handoff to Galen. He's met at the line.
Dalen, he might have taken the ball from. Yeah, Errol was trying to pull the ball. Errol had the right read, but Dalen took it from him. Errol might score if he pulls it and keeps it, because there was nobody on the outside of that right side of the offensive line of scrimmage. Errol keeps it. He's running into the end zone untouched.
Well, sophomore Dalen getting some playing time, which is a good thing. 3rd down, fakes it to Dalen, looking for a receiver. He's back to pass. He's trying to find one.
He does.
And
Ethan
he
Lang
finds Ethan Lang, makes a great catch. Touchdown, Knights. Errol Rogers to Ethan Lang, and Ethan gets on the board for the Knights.
Ethan Lang, the holder, getting some time. The wide receiver coach is happy about it. Anytime you see the young ones get some, with a chance to get their name in the paper. I see Coach Errol Rogers Sr. all teeth. He's smiling because his son just threw a touchdown pass to the young one.
There's Colin. There's the kick. It's right through the middle of the uprights, and it's good. And so now with 3 minutes and 48 seconds,
we got a 55-0.
55-0. The Knights up big over Northside.
Now the Knights look like we're going to get Joshua Membrino. Joshua Membrino is a 10th grader who's been practicing kicks. He's going to kick off for Colin Lahaye. Colin's legs probably a little tired and sore after all the extra points and kickoffs. So we got even a young and looks like the JV kickoff team. Kickoff coverage team is on the field.
I don't even know they have a JV kickoff.
Well, they're trying to figure it out right now.
They're counting heads to make sure they have enough out there.
I only see a couple of starters from the kickoff team on the field. I see Khalid, and I see Montrell, and I see Nick Picard. Other than that, everybody else got a clean jersey.
Josh Membrano kicked off 2 weeks ago in the St. Martinville scrimmage. He's set to kick off for the Knights. Colin Lahaye looks like he's done for the night. Big kick by Membrano. This one's going to be returned, and he catches it at about the 7-yard line. And he breaks to the outside, and he is run out of bounds by Montrell.
Montrell, so good thing we had a couple older guys left on that kickoff coverage, because I know the defense, they like to keep goose eggs on that scoreboard. They take pride in not having the opposing team score, and they're going to hold the JV team to that.
55-0. Time clock is continuing to run. We're inside of 4 minutes, right at 3 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And the Knights up big, 55-0. The Vikings, they are not going to want to watch this film. There's not very many positive takeaways tonight if you're on that Vikings
still
offense.
Having trouble getting a substitution onto the field. And they may get a delay of game.
Well, I don't think they're going to stop the clock. And there's the handoff to number 27, and he's going to be hit by Caleb Aguilar. And I'm not sure. It may be the other Gwynn boy, number 51, Chandler Gwynn. So a lot of freshmen and sophomore getting some work here in the third quarter.
At this rate, Lil Trev might get in. Trev's wearing his dad's old jersey number from LSU. Got an LSU jersey number 7. He's in the stands.
2nd down and 6 for the Vikings. They're going to keep it on the ground. And Caleb Aguilar in on the stop again for the Knights, number 30.
TK Isidore, 27 for the Vikings with a 2-yard gain. Caleb did a great job of making the tackle from that inside linebacker position.
Knight fans, the Knights are on the road next Friday night. They head to Loreauville to play on the Loreauville turf. Last year, the Knights beat Loreauville 55-13. And the Knights are trying to go into enemy territory and go 2-0 in the season. Looks like this game is just about wrapped up and in hand. Good run by number 27, breaks a few tackles. He will spin around, and he'll pick up a Viking first down with 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. It'll be 1st and 10 at around the 44-yard line for the Vikings.
Isidore gets about an 8-yard gain on that carry. He's a kind of shifty. The Knights were able to stop him from breaking loose.
Matthew Thibodeau out there, number 28 in the outside linebacker position. If I'm not mistaken, his dad played at Northside High School. And here he is playing against Northside. Quarterback back to pass, has a receiver. Oh!
Number 5 for the Vikings, left wide open, Derek Williams the third. That's his 3rd drop on the night.
And he was wide open. Number 21.
We have Braylon Duffy, but that doesn't look like Braylon from up here.
Braylon Duffy, number 21.
I don't think that's Braylon. They might have a wrong number.
Nonetheless, it's going to be 2nd down for the Vikings. 2nd and 10 from their 44-yard line. And it looks like the Vikings they're playing their freshman in JV as well. Khalib in. No, that's going to be.
No,
is that number 28?
That's number 28.
That's Thibodeau. Thibodeau just said his name, and he gets in there and makes the tackle.
Matthew Thibodeau.
Well, that's the end of the third quarter, and your score at the end of the third, LCA 55, and your Northside Vikings 0. Timeout in the field, timeout in the booth. We'll be right back in 60 seconds.
Looking for that one-of-a-kind vehicle? At Don's, every vehicle is one of a kind. We take pride in our inventory and spend thousands before it's considered ownership ready. New wheels and tires, lift kits, and more. Buy with confidence knowing every vehicle comes with a 172-point inspection and vehicle history report. Our goal is to meet your needs and surpass your expectations. Don's Automotive Group in Lafayette, Broussard, and Lake Charles, or online at donswholesale.com. You don't want just a truck. You want a Don's truck.
At Lafayette Christian Academy, we minister to students' spirit, soul, and body with subjects taught from a Christian perspective. LCA encourages excellence in academic and athletic avenues. Lafayette Christian Academy is accredited and state approved. For more information about enrollment, email info@LafayetteChristianAcademy.com.
All right, we're back.
Back here at Viking Stadium, the beginning of the fourth quarter, and before we get a snap off, time is already running. That's what we like to see here. A lot of JV, a lot of freshmen, sophomore in for both teams. It'll be third down and 8 for the Vikings. Trev saw something he didn't like, and he runs up the sideline and calls timeout. You kind of hate to see that coming out of a timeout, have to call a timeout before the first ball snap. But he saw something he didn't like, and he's trying to get his defense set. A lot of fresh bodies in there.
A lot of young ones. Coach holds the young ones to the same standard as the older ones. Might not have the same expectations, but the standard's the same. So everybody knowing their role and doing their job. All right, tell us where y'all watching from. See a couple people watching from Mississippi.
All right, 11 minutes, 36 seconds, third down and 7 for your Vikings. There's the pass, it's complete. Still on his feet. Oh, makes a few good moves, good tackles, and Aguilar drags him down. And that's going to be a Viking first down at the Knight 43-yard line. I know Coach Falk doesn't want to see him get on the board this late in the game, but playing so many freshmen and sophomore, you can expect a big play here or there for these Northside Vikings. 1st and 10, Vikings. And the runner there falls forward for a positive gain, probably 5 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down for the Vikings. Thibodeau, number 28, checking back in. Looks like we got a
Dylan Burrell
coming out with some cramps. Second and 6 for the Vikings. Quarterback keeper runs around the right side looking for something. And man, I tell you what, number 74, he got a shot. That's Timothy Cotton. I'll tell you what, he got body slammed on the backside. Clean play. You know that saying, keep your head on a swivel? Mm-hmm. Well, that's going to mean something to him right now. Because he kind of took his eye off the ball and bang, he got pancaked pretty hard. 3rd down and 5 for the Vikings. A lot of fresh jerseys out there playing a JV quarterback, JV line, JV running back, and they're trying to move the ball. There's a pass. He's looking for a receiver and can't find it. Defensively on the stop, it'd be Anthony Richard for the Knights.
The pass intended again for Derek Williams, the third. Derek dropped a few passes earlier in the game.
Well, it brings up 4th down for the Vikings. 9 minutes and 25 seconds and counting in the ball game. Fourth down and 5.
Make it 4th and 10.
Make it 4th and 10. Big offensive right tackle jumped. Number 72 for the Vikings. 5-yard penalty. Backs him up. It'll be 4th and, well, just call it 4th and 10. 4th and 10 for the Vikings in the 4th quarter. Time clicking down inside of 9 minutes. Quarterback looking for a receiver, and it's in and out of his hands.
It's the 4th drop for Williams tonight.
Anthony Richard back defensively for the Knights, and he may have had an interception, but you know what? It's best that he just dropped it.
Yeah.
And they get the ball on the 40-yard line instead of at the 10-yard line back there. So the Knights take over on downs. They'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
Quarterback sweep.
What a move.
Green.
Well, he fumbled the ball, but they're saying he was down. So a freshman, Brylan Green, takes off along the right side for the Knights. And I saw in practice they're kind of grooming him a little bit for potential quarterback position maybe in a couple of years. Good athlete. Always fun to watch.
Brylan limped off the field, and number 45, Cohen Elair, is now at quarterback.
That's another freshman, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he is.
He keeps it. No, he hands off to Dalen Gondron. He runs up on the left side for a small gain. But it's going to be good enough for a Knight 1st down. 1st and 10 Knights. Ball is being placed at the 46-yard line.
Cohen was the backup quarterback last year on the 7th and 8th grade team. Now he's getting a little bit of playing time at quarterback in this varsity game tonight.
7 minutes remaining in the game. Dalen Gondron on the left side. Gain of maybe 1 yard. And it brings up 2nd down for the Knights. More importantly, the clock is ticking.
It's the 4th quarterback in the game for the Knights tonight.
Zach Clement, of course, got the start. Errol Rogers took over for Zach in basically the 2nd quarter. And there we go. Got a little break. That's going to be number 32, Darian Riggs. We'll give him a positive run of about 3 yards. Brings up 3rd and 6 for the Knights.
Riggs on the speed sweep. Toss sweep.
Darian Riggs, another freshman on the field for the Knights. And we're going to call a 6-minute hydration timeout. So 6 minutes. This will be probably our final timeout Thank you, Night Nation, for tuning in and watching night football on night television. 6 minutes into fourth. We'll be right back in 1 minute.
Judy Services, locally owned and operated. Judy Services offers high-quality plumbing and water treatment equipment throughout Acadiana. For your commercial and residential water and plumbing needs, give them a call at 837-1760. That's 837-1760. Key to the World Travel is your key to a magical vacation. Specializing in Disney vacations, contact agent Josiah Broussard for a free, no-obligation quote. Find him online at josiahtravels.com or search at Josiah Travels on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Night football fans, have you heard about the Night Football Club? During the football season, members are invited to attend a weekly luncheon on Thursdays at noon. Membership starts as low as $100. Proceeds from the Night Football Club go towards travel expenses for varsity football road games. For more information, contact David Hogan at 337-692-4645 or online at nightfootballclub.com.
5 minutes and 51 seconds remaining in the game. Knights up big, 55-0. A lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomore in. 3rd down and 5, and it looks like we have a pass. That pass is complete to the outside, and Riggs is still on his feet fighting for a first down, and the whistle blew.
He stepped out of bounds.
Is that what it was?
Yes, he stepped out of bounds. Never went down, but it's going to be 4th and about 2, I believe.
Darian Riggs, you hear his name a lot on the freshman team. I think Coach Falk and the company are very excited about young freshman Darian Riggs and the potential that he brings to the table for the Night Nation. 4th down and 2, and the Knights are going to go for it here. Inside of 5 minutes remaining. 4th down, Knights need 2 yards. See if they can get a first down and keep this drive going. That's going to be should have been a false start. They didn't call it.
Looks like Cohen got the first down. It's going to be close.
Man, I thought I saw.
I thought I did too. Maybe the center snapped it and the line didn't move. You know, maybe, I don't know. I thought we were going to get called for illegal procedure because the left tackle, he definitely moved early. The slot receiver moved early.
First and 10 Knights. At the 35-yard line. Dalen Gondren on the carry for the Knights, and that's another Knight first down. First and 10 Knights. Ball is going to be placed, it looks like, on the 25-yard line. First and 10. And this Knight JV is trying to get their own points on the board.
Yep, they scored 1 touchdown. They're looking for a second.
3 minutes and 20 seconds and counting remaining in the game.
About 10 seconds left on the play clock.
There's a handoff to Dalen Gondren. He's going to fight for positive yardage. We'll give him a gain of 5. Correction, we'll give him a gain of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7, and we're inside of 3 minutes. Night Nation, those of you that are still tuning in, don't forget to come to our next quarterback luncheon. It's going to be Thursday, September the 13th at noon on the campus of Lafayette Christian Academy. Coach Trev is in the at the luncheon. Chef Ben serves an incredible meal. Get to hear Coach Falk and get to hear the upcoming strategy, the game, and get an injury report and a little bit of everything. Second down, correction, 3rd down and 10. We'll make it 3rd and 9. Last play, the ball carrier was number 32, Darian Riggs.
All right, here we go. 3rd and 10 for the Knights. Knights line up in the pistol formation. Dalen Gondry just runs downhill. Brings up 4th and 8 for the Knights.
One minute and 20 seconds remaining. This time is running and clicking and ticking. And we love it. 55-0. Your LCA Knights over the Northside High Vikings. Zach Clement, 5 touchdowns on the night. Through the air. There's Dalen, and he gets nowhere. And that'll be turnover on downs. It'll be Vikings ball, and the time is still running. They may get one play off, and your Knights should pitch the first shutout of the season. It looks like they're going to try to get a play or two off, and the bleachers are clearing. For those that stayed for the second half or finding their way to the exits. And so thank you, Knight Nation, for coming out. Thank you, Knight Nation, for tuning in wherever you are. Make sure you leave a comment. We go back and look at those, and they really mean a lot. So hit some thumbs, hit some shares, hit some hearts. And we thank you for following Knight Television this year. Quarterback back to pass. He's scrambling. And he's going to be run out of bounds. And a flag goes down. I'm not sure what happened. I know Luke Robinson was in on it, but I don't know if he got hit.
He got hit in the back, it looked like. Because it's really hard for you to go flying and laying face first unless you got hit in the back.
Well, it looks like the Vikings are moving back, and there's 8 seconds on the clock. And the LCA Knights are lining up at midfield, and so regardless of this,
illegal block in the back is the official call.
We're going to let the clock run, and we're going to get out of here. Well, that's going to be a final as soon as they mark this play down.
They should blow the whistle and run the clock at the ready for play.
And the Knights are going to shake hands at the 50-yard line. Are they going to get one play off or not?
Should blow the whistle, and it's a running clock, so as soon as he blows the whistle, the Vikings are in the huddle. But they're not winding the game clock. So they're going to let the Vikings get one more play off.
They're going to get one play off. Well, defense, rise up. You got a shutout. Just soon keep it. 8 seconds. This will be the final play of the game from Viking Stadium. And
they're taking the
kudos to Coach Simmons. He has his quarterback take a knee. The clock is running. There's the horn, and this game is over. The Knights win this game 55-0. And good sportsmanship played throughout the night. And the Knights go 1-0 on the season. Well, those of you that wanted to see Zach Clement tonight, you got to see him. You didn't get to see much of him because of the score. Zach Clement unofficially was 5 for 9. 9 of 13 for 5 touchdowns on the night. And I'm not sure if he'll have 100 yards passing due to the fact that it was so short field that he got. Northside Vikings never crossed the 50-yard line all night long. And so kudos to Coach Trev Falk and his defense. Many of you know he was a linebacker in college, a linebacker in the pros, and he's a linebacker at heart, and I'm sure he's going to appreciate to see that 0 on the scoreboard. Well, we're going to sign off here from Viking Stadium. Remember, Knight fans, we are on the road to Laurelville next Friday night, 7 o'clock, and then we are home against Franklin High School, 2A Franklin High, on September the 14th. You don't want to miss the first home game at Knight Field. We have a spectacular plan of events happening on the 14th, and it is going to be amazing. Make plans now to be at Knight Field on September the 14th.
The atmosphere at Knight Field is like no other. Fireworks after each score. The fanfare is fantastic. Like I said, the atmosphere is something to witness. Game day at Knight Field, especially under the Friday night lights on the campus of Lafayette Christian Academy. Come out next week or watch us on Facebook Live, but you definitely want to be at Knight Field on September 14th for the first home game against Franklin. Again, we'll be in Laurelville next week.
Laurelville next week. Thank you again for tuning in, watching our broadcast tonight from wherever you are. It means a whole lot to us. And we look forward to seeing you again next Friday night. Signing off from high in the booth here, Jay Miller and Josiah Broussard. Shout out to our cameramen, Jansen Miller, helping out tonight, and for Jerry Williams, who's holding the box for us. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. Can't wait to see you next Friday night, 7 o'clock. Good night, everybody.